Chapter 4060. With a palm strike, the sixth revolution divine thunder accompanied by his thunder god's palm was extremely powerful. However, it was useless. The sixth revolution divine thunder was broken in an instant. Luo Fan was injured, and he was also pierced into a hornet's nest. His body was shattered, and a soul fled in panic. Still want to escape? The crimson figure in the sky reached out a hand and grabbed the soul. Then he directly collected the soul. The soul was burned, and he screamed. After half an hour, the red figure retracted his hand. He really didn't know. What a piece of trash. Forget it. Let's find another person to ask. The red figure disappeared again, leaving only the corpses of the Thunder Saint City scattered all over the ground. In another area, in front of a large waterfall, for figures kept shuttling back and forth. Senior Brother Jean, is there really a treasure in this place? Yes, this green mountain world is too big. We can't find it at all. Jean Yunfei said, we can only rely on luck. If we can't find it, we can only say that it's not in our lives. But before that, we have to work hard to find it. The four of them began a large-scale search. Sword Chi with the power of the soul probed in all directions. They covered a radius of millions of miles. Suddenly, a stream of light flashed past. It slashed down. A sword saint screamed and flew out. Who is it? The other two sword saints roared. Zhang Xiongfei also snorted coldly and rushed forward. Someone actually dared to attack their 10,000 swords pavilion. They were courting death. Soon, they saw their junior brother lying on the ground with his head being stepped on by a red figure. The red figure grabbed the sword saint's soul and directly pulled it out to search his soul. A miserable voice sounded. Damn it, how dare you? The two sword saints roared. Their long swords intertwined, and a terrifying sword Dao erupted. Ice sword Dao. Endless ice sword Qi spread out, freezing everything. Lightning sword Dao. Another person attacked. Lightning flashed between heaven and earth, turning into a divine sword that soared into the sky. The two sword saints attacked. They were really powerful to the extreme. They were courting death. The red figure sneered. With a wave of his hand, countless red laws turned into red needles, sweeping over from all directions. Lightning sword Dao and ice sword Dao were both pierced through. The two sword saints were also beaten into a hornet's nest. They were bleeding from their 7 orifices, and their eyes were wide open. Was he going to lose just like that? He was unwilling to accept this. Their souls left their scabbards and hugged their holy swords, wanting to escape. Those red needles turned into 2 chains that pulled the souls of the 2 people, and then collected them. No, what a piece of trash. The red figure roared, and the void within a million shattered. Seeing the scene, Zhang Xiongfei's expression became extremely ugly. Just who are you? Why are you attacking my 10,000 swords pavilion? You are the only one left. Tell me, do you know where Lin Wudi is? Was he looking for Lin Wudi? Zhang Xiongfei's pupils shrank. Are you Lin Wudi's enemy? It just so happens that we are the same. Why don't we join forces? You? The red figure snorted coldly. You are not qualified. Impudent. Zhang Xiongfei was enraged. He was the sword saint of the previous generation, and his strength was unparalleled. You killed a disciple of my 10,000 swords pavilion. Today, I will use your blood as a sacrifice to my junior brother's soul. As he spoke, he unsheathed the sword on his back. Water sword Dao. With a loud bang, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. A terrifying wave swept across the sky, turning into a huge sword Qi with a terrifying aura. It slashed forward. The endless void shattered. Zhang Xiongfei was really too strong. He was even stronger than the 3 sword saints combined. He was even more terrifying than Luo Fan. That was interesting. The red figure waved his red sword, resisting the attack. The sky was pierced by 2 rays of light. One was red and the other was blue. The two sides clashed, and the sky collapsed, and the earth cracked. Not bad. You are qualified to make me attack. Remember my name. My name is Chi Song. The red light on the figure slowly disappeared, revealing an ice-cold face. This was a man dressed in a crimson robe. A red pine tree was painted on his body, and it looked like Sioux rushing. Now that you know my name, you can die in peace. Chi Song launched his attack. It was a terrifying divine ability. Boundless red light spun between heaven and earth, forming a red pine tree. It was even more majestic than an ancient mountain. The aura on it was terrifying. The pine tree shook, and countless pine needles fell down, as if it was a heavenly tribulation. Boom, boom, Zhang Xiongfei roared, and instantly activated 10,000 swords. His combat strength increased again. Sword after sword slashed into the void, and countless giant swords surged. The two of them fought for 30 moves. Half of Zhang Xiongfei's body was smashed into a hornet's nest. He was terrified. Too strong. Who was this person? He had never heard of him, but the other party's strength made him despair. Explode. He exploded the broken half of his body. His soul wrapped the other half of his body and escaped with the holy sword. You can't escape. The red pine needles turned into chains and swept out, piercing through heaven and earth, blocking the other party's path. Damn it! The sacred sword exploded in an instant, and he left with his broken body. Those chains were broken by the holy sword. Chi Song looked at this scene and narrowed his eyes. The 10,000 swords pavilion was indeed difficult to deal with. He could actually escape from my hands. He looked at the disappearing figure in the distance and didn't chase after him. Forget it. My main goal is still to kill Lin Wudi. Shaking his head, he put away the illusion of heaven and earth and disappeared between heaven and earth. Following that, people were killed from time to time. These people were terrified. They knew that a powerful crimson figure called Chi Song had come to kill Lin Wudi. Damn it, what kind of person did Lin Wudi provoke? For a time, many saints didn't dare to search for treasures and went into hibernation. Inside the canyon, Lin Xian and the other two kept comprehending the great Tao of heaven and earth, day and night. Great, my flowing cloud sleeve is even stronger than before. Li Hongxiu opened her eyes, and the corners of her mouth raised into a smile. On the other side, Murong Qingqing also said, my Kunlun Slash's power has also increased. Brother Xian, what about you? Lin Xian stood up and said, my laws are also more refined than before, as expected of the Green Mountain realm. According to this map, we might be able to break through. He was too excited. The two peerless beauties were also extremely excited. The three of them left the cave and left the canyon. Let's go to the next place. It's not far from here. There was a spiritual herb garden there, but it was occupied by some powerful monsters. Let's go and take a look. Lin Xian and the other two went again. According to the map, there was a mountain that was occupied by terrifying demon saints. Those 3 demon saints were very terrifying. They had all reached the small saint realm. They were a lion, an elephant, and a golden rock. They were very terrifying. Lin Xian and the other two were stronger. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu fought against them separately. The 3 of them fought, and the sky fell and the earth cracked. In the end, they killed the 3 powerful demon saints. Chapter 4061. Great. This is a spiritual herb garden. There are so many 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs. They were too excited. They made sure to leave all the roots behind. This way, these spiritual herbs could grow again and benefit future generations. Lin Xian was very familiar with these things. They collected the entire spiritual herb garden. There were 36 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs and even more 8,000-year-old or 9,000-year-old spiritual herbs. Lin Xian and the others harvested nearly 500 spiritual herbs from this spiritual herb garden. Great! Lin Xian and the other two would split the spoils. Li Hongxiu put it away and said, "When we go back, I'll ask my father to refine some good pills for me. I'll give you some when the time comes. Do you still need to go back? I can refine them for you now." Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. "You know this skill?" Li Hongxiu was surprised. Of course, sacred pills were not a problem. "Come on." Lin Xian took out the Great Void Divine Furnace and prepared to refine pills. Yu Fei's journey and the search for other treasures were left to these two peerless beauties. Murong Qingqing summoned the shadow of a phoenix, and the three of them walked up. Li Hongxiu began to search for the next treasure according to her memory of the map. Just like that, the three of them went on their way. A red light streaked across the sky. Damn it. Are these people from the sacred lands useless? They don't even know where Lin Wuti is. Qi Song's face was a little cold. This time, he was ordered to kill Lin Wuti. His master had lost to the unparalleled Sage King back then. Now, he wanted to kill the most powerful young genius of Wushuang City to avenge his master. Hey, the energy fluctuation in front. That's a phoenix. It should be a powerful guy. Let's go up and take a look. Qi Song saw the light in the distance and immediately rushed up. In the next moment, endless red pine needles sprinkled down. This was his method. No matter who it was, he would first severely injure them and then interrogate them. By then, the other party would not dare to lie to him. Murong Qingqing felt a sense of danger approaching, and her expression changed. Not good. Her palms formed an imprint. The phoenix phantom beneath her feet roared and spat out rainbow-colored radiance. It formed a heavenly barrier and blocked those red pine needles. Li Hongxiu stood up. Who dares to attack us? To think that he could block my attack. Qi Song walked out from the void and looked down. His eyes then lit up. What stunning beauties, and there were two of them. Looks like I'm in luck today. I won't kill the two of you. Come with me obediently and become my favorite concubines. Not interested. Murong Qingqing coldly snorted. Li Hongxiu also rolled her eyes. This guy must be retarded. He actually dared to say such words to them. Qi Song laughed and said, "Let me ask you, do you know the whereabouts of Lin Wuti?" Lin Wuti? Li Hongxiu was stunned. Murong Qingqing also frowned. Why are you looking for Lin Wuti? From the looks of it, the other party didn't count. Qi Song laughed. Naturally, he wanted to kill Yi Fuqian. At this point, an even more terrifying light appeared on his body. In the next moment, his eyes lit up. That was because he saw a young man sitting behind the two beauties. The young man had a divine cauldron in his hand. It danced in the air, and flames filled the sky. Previously, he was attracted to Murong Qingqing's appearance, but when he saw the young man, his eyes lit up. He shook his hand, and a scroll appeared in the void. You look exactly the same. You must be Lin Wuti, right? The heavens are helping me. He didn't expect to meet him this time. These two peerless beauties must be Lin Wuti's women. It's a good opportunity to kill Lin Wuti and take away these two beauties. Qi Song's lips curled into a cold smile. Kid, I've been looking for you. Now kneel down and accept your death. If you want to touch Brother Xian, you'll have to ask me first. Murong Qingqing coldly snorted. Her beautiful eyes shone with a rainbow light. The phantom of the phoenix under her feet became even more terrifying. It was as if a real divine beast had come back to life. Do you think you can fight us? Li Hongxiu, who was next to her, opened and closed her hands. Her sleeve shone with a mysterious light. Do you only dare to hide behind a woman? Aren't you very arrogant? Qi Song snorted. Buzz. Lin Xian, open his eyes. 2 rays of sword light flashed in his eyes, piercing through the void. Qi Song? He had heard from the martial artists in Qingshan City that there was an elite who wanted to kill him. His name was Qi Song. He didn't expect to meet him so soon. Well, since I've met him, I'll take care of him. Buzz. Lin Xian formed a seal with one hand, then stood up. However, there was still another one of him sitting cross-legged in the same place. A clone? Li Hongxiu was surprised. Murong Qingcheng also said that Brother Xian was not an ordinary person. Don't worry, it's just a clone refining pills. I'll take care of him with the remaining strength. Lin Xian walked over. He used the 9 Suns divine fire to create a clone to refine pills. He was prepared to fight against his opponent. Kid, you're too reckless. More than 10 elites have died in my hands, and you still dare to create a clone to refine pills? Even if you're at your peak, you're no match for me. We'll know if I'm a match for you after we fight. Lin Xian walked forward with a calm expression. Although he no longer had the 9 Suns divine fire, his aura did not weaken. Instead, it became stronger. The laws of swords surrounded him. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. Qi Song snorted and waved his hand. Endless red pine needles flew over, covering the sky like a torrent. Previously, Song Zhen had been able to easily pierce through a 5th-level celestial realm genius. Even Luo Fan had suffered under this mystic skill. Lin Xian took a step forward. He raised his arm, and the laws of sword surrounded it. He slashed forward with his sword. The terrifying sword light broke through the void and illuminated the sky. The red needles in front of him exploded. Boom! A terrifying wave of energy came from the front. Behind him, the phantom of a phoenix cried. It spread its wings, and a 7-colored light blocked everything. Murong Qingcheng rode the phoenix and retreated. You're just SOO. Lin Xian asked after he slashed the pine needles. Back then, your master lost to the unparalleled Saint King. Now, you're still no match for me. You want revenge, but unfortunately, you found the wrong person. Humph, you're a swordsman with some tricks up your sleeve. But so what? A disdainful smile appeared on Qi Song's face. Even the small saints of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were defeated by me, let alone you. Behind him, the phantom of a red pine tree appeared, bursting with dazzling light. The ancient tree swayed like a clap of thunder, shaking the entire world. Crack! Another palm strike. The red pine tree behind him shook. This time, the branches shook and turned into a divine spear, thrusting over. Heaven and earth collapsed in an instant. The void around Lin Xian shattered instantly, unable to withstand the power. In fact, many tears had appeared on Lin Xian's robe. Chapter 4062. However, Lin Xian was extremely calm. With a sway of his body, he transformed into a rock and dodged the attack. The terrifying spear brushed past his body and made a deafening sound. Lin Xian's body shone brightly and suppressed his boiling blood. Then he slashed with his sword. The sword slashed towards Qi Song and enveloped him. It carried an extremely terrifying aura. Qi Song formed a hand seal, and countless red needles spun in front of him, forming a terrifying defense. At the same time, he retreated, and the terrifying sword Qi cut through the red needles. However, Qi Song had already retreated to the back. Crack, crack, crack. Then his right leg shone with an incomparable light. Countless laws surrounded it, and it carried an earth-shattering aura. At this moment, even Li Hongxiu and Murong Qingcheng frowned. They were able to sense the terrifying power brought forth by that kick. Wind God's kick. The kick created countless windstorms that condensed and shattered the void, as if it was going to destroy the world. Obviously, it was a killing move. Even Lin Xian furrowed his brows. He had to admit that the other party was indeed very powerful to have come alone to kill him. That person's cultivation was the same as hers at the early stage 6th heaven. However, he was very powerful and seemed to be able to kill a middle stage 6th heaven cultivator. At this moment, the other party used the wind god's kick, which was obviously a killing move. The power of the kick was extremely strong. Buzz. In the face of such a terrifying attack, Lin Xian did not choose to retreat. Instead, he charged forward and activated the black Qilin tattoo on his body. In particular, the Qilin tattoo on his right arm spiraled. Qilin arm. At this moment, Lin Xian's arm shone with endless black light, and the sound of a Qilin could be heard. What a terrifying aura. Why does this kid have a Qilin tattoo? Li Hongxiu was shocked. The phoenix under Murong Qingqing's feet also let out a cry and resonated. Boom. His right hand blasted out like a black Qilin running between heaven and earth. Wind god versus Qilin. Boom, 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 boom. It was an earth-shattering battle and a terrifying sound. It was as if millions of divine thunderbolts had descended. The area was completely destroyed. So powerful. There are people fighting over there. Who were they? At this moment, countless people who were millions of miles away could feel it. They looked at the shattered void in the distance and did not dare to approach it. Within the storm, the smile that was originally lifted from the corner of Qi Song's mouth gradually disappeared. What replaced it was shock. Then it turned into a roar. Damn it. His entire body retreated, his right leg trembling nonstop, and his body swayed a little. Cracks appeared on his wind god's leg. At first, it was just a small, but soon it was no longer the size of his entire leg. With a cracking sound, his entire right leg split open. Blood dyed the 9 days red. He was injured. He had been crushed by the Qilin arm during the battle of ultimate skills. You're just SOL. Like I said, your master is no match for peerless Saint King, and you are no match for me either. Now, have a taste of my attack. Lin Xian rushed over again. He swung his Qilin arm and punched again and again. His entire right arm seemed to have transformed into a Qilin divine sword. Extremely terrifying laws coiled around it, and it was extremely powerful. Qi Song roared into the sky. The red laws around his body danced, and the ancient tree behind him towered into the sky. Previously, regardless of whether it was the elite from Lei Shencheng or the sword saint from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion, he was indomitable and could easily defeat them. This made him think that the people who came in were weak. No one was a match for him. However, at this moment, he was severely injured when facing Lin Wuti. Not only was his body injured, but his spirit was also damaged. His pride seemed to have been shattered. Thousand Pine Palm. Looking at the figure that was charging towards him, Qi Song roared. He merged with the ancient tree behind him. The branches of the ancient tree merged into his arms. He struck out with both palms. There were countless red thorns on them that could pierce the sky. Boom. The two of them fought with all their might. After 3 moves, Qi Song's left hand was crushed, and his right hand slapped hard on Lin Xian's body. Great. He sneered again. Although he was severely injured, he was confident that he could crush Lin Wuti's body. Boom. A terrifying sound rang out. Qi Song retreated and vomited blood. His eyes were filled with astonishment. What happened? Lin Wuti's body was not crushed, but his palms were crushed. He even forgot about the pain. How was this possible? His Thousand Pine Palm was so powerful that even an intermediate minor saint could not withstand it. However, an early minor saint was able to withstand it. What kind of body did Lin Wuti have? Buzz. Lin Xian's qi and blood were rolling in his body. He roared and waved his Qilin arm again, charging towards Qi Song. With another punch, both of Qi Feng's arms were completely destroyed. If it wasn't for the phantom of the pine tree behind him, his entire body would have been blown apart. Arg! Qi Song looked up and roared. His face was distorted to the extreme. Damn it, Lin Wuti was at the same cultivation as him. It would be a piece of cake for him to kill someone at the same cultivation level as him. But this time, he was severely injured. Moreover, it was after Lin Wuti's clone that he was severely injured. In other words, this was not Lin Wudi's real strength. How strong was Lin Wudi's real strength? He did not dare to imagine who Lin Wudi was. Qi Song gritted his teeth and asked. Lin Xian smiled. You're here to kill me, but you don't even know who I am? Damn it. Qi Song's expression was ugly. He had only gathered information about Lin Wudi from the universe. There were some legends that he did not care about. Now, it seemed like he was too careless. Humph. Kid, I was careless this time. I will not lose next time. Qi Song snorted coldly. He wanted to leave, but he had to go back and investigate Lin Wudi's identity, especially his body. It was too strange. Lin Xian smiled. You still want to leave? You don't have much awareness. Since you're here, then stay. Qi Song screamed. You dare to kill me? Lin Xian snorted. Why wouldn't I dare? I'm Han Qianyu's disciple. I won't let you go if you kill me. What Han Qianyu? I've never heard of him. You're not even a sage king. What's there to be arrogant about? Lin Xian walked out. His eyes shone with a terrifying light. Didn't you want to know my true strength? Let me show you. Buzz. Lin Xian waved his right hand. Countless black laws appeared on his Qilin arm. The death laws condensed and formed a blade of death. He held it in his hand. Everything was over. With a slash, the world darkened. Ghosts wailed and wolves howled. The surrounding trees withered, as if hell had descended. With a slash, Qi Song screamed. No, he merged with the pine tree behind him, emitting a terrifying light. Chapter 4063. Block it for me. At this moment, Qi Song exerted his full strength. However, with a single slash, his life force was rapidly drained away. His skin dried up, and his hair turned pale. Damn it, the power of death. How could you know such a law? I can't accept this. Qi Song's vitality was gone. I was careless, but my senior brother will avenge me. A white skeleton fell from the sky. Lin Xian put away the death demonic saber and said coldly, Your senior brother is here. I'll kill him. He turned around and walked into the distance, arriving on top of the Phoenix Phantom. Then he merged with the clone. In the next moment, an extremely cold light burst out from his eyes. Open, with a cold shout, the void in front of him shook deeply, and 36 pills flew out from it, blooming in the sky. An extremely rich medicinal fragrance filled the air. At this moment, the cracks in the sky disappeared. Countless rays of light fell, forming rainbows and auspicious signs. It's done, Lin Xian said with a smile. Next to him, Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu were stunned. They had originally thought that there would be an intense battle. Who would have thought that Lin Xian would be able to kill a powerful enemy so easily? Moreover, he did not seem to care, and even came back to refine the pills. It was true that he killed a powerful enemy while talking and laughing. Lin Xian indeed did not care. At this moment, he looked at the 36 pills in the sky and said, These are peerless divine pills. Indeed, the medicinal herbs used to refine the pills this time were all 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs, and some of them were even close to 20,000-year-old. Even Lin Xian was tempted by the effects of the pills. With a wave of his hand, Lin Xian put away the 36 divine pills and said, Let's go. We'll take them as we go. It's not good to stay here for long. Murong Qingcheng urged the Phoenix to leave this place. As expected, those people in the distance did not dare to get close because the battle in front was really too intense. However, when they saw the light of heaven and earth flickering and the great path descending, they could not stay calm anymore. Heavens! Such a scene was definitely a heavenly treasure. Let's go and take a look. With such a treasure, even if it was dangerous, they would not miss it. These people rushed over. Seeing that the multicolored light had already disappeared, they all began to roar. Damn it, he was a step too late. Who took it away? What a terrifying aura. A great battle had taken place here. The gazes of these people turned to their surroundings. There was a set of white bones here. They saw a set of white bones lying in the endless ruins and shattered earth. The saint blood in the surroundings surged, causing their hair to stand on end. These red needles. Have you heard that a terrifying expert appeared recently? He swept through everything, and no one was his match. It was said that the other party was called Chi Song. I heard that they were after Lin Wudi. Could it be that this battle was caused by Ci Song and Lin Wudi? Heavens, who was this white bone? Lin Wudi or Ci Song? Everyone looked in the direction of the voice. Although it was just a skeleton, there were countless red lines on the bones, like a pile of rubies. An expert frowned. It was rumored that Lin Wudi had the 9-yang divine body. His physique and bones should be golden. As for this one, it's obviously red. I think it's Chi Song, right? Was Chi Song dead? I heard that many experts died in his hands. Yes, it was said that the new chief disciple of Thunder God City also died in his hands. Not only that, but Zhang Xiongfei was also seriously injured by him and almost died. Such a terrifying person was actually killed by Lin Wudi. Damn it. Didn't that mean that Lin Wudi also took away the treasure? Damn it. Some people were unconvinced, and some wanted to kill Lin Wudi. I think that even a mid-stage minor saint might not be enough to kill him. It would take at least a few of them to kill him in a one-on-one battle. Otherwise, don't even think about killing him. Indeed, with regards to this point, everyone nodded in agreement. This incident caused a lot of people to panic. Of course, some people didn't know at all, because in the Azure Mountain boundary, news didn't spread as easily as outside. Clear Moon Lake. Yu Quan stood there, his face a little gloomy. At this moment, there were many followers around him, and they were all injured. What should we do? Young master. These followers' faces were a little ugly. Obviously, they had a fierce battle. There was a lot of blood on the surface of the Clear Moon Lake, but there were no waves at all. It was really strange. One should know that a drop of blood could pierce through heaven and earth. An ordinary lake would have been destroyed long ago. However, the Clear Moon Lake was safe and sound, and it seemed that it was the lake that had injured these saints. They couldn't force their way in. There was a terrifying existence and a terrifying formation in the lake. It seemed that they had to think of another way. Yu Quan's eyes flickered, and he looked in a direction with a smile on his face. At this moment, Yu Quan's group wasn't the only one near the Clear Moon Lake. There were more than a dozen forces there. There were myriad Demon City, Akron Palace, and of course the people of Azure Mountain Tribe. However, these forces didn't succeed in entering the lake. One could imagine how mysterious the Clear Moon Lake was. At this moment, Yu Quan moved. He led his group towards the place where Azure Mountain Tribe was. This scene attracted the attention of countless people. What was this guy trying to do? Countless people were puzzled. Could it be that he wanted to join forces with Azure Mountain Tribe? Some saints shook their heads. They had tried before, but the people of Azure Mountain Tribe didn't join forces at all. Sure enough, when Yu Quan and the others proposed to join forces, the 5 saints of Azure Mountain Tribe directly refused. This was something left by their ancestors, and they had an advantage here. Therefore, they didn't need to join forces with anyone. Yu Quan's face darkened, and there was a hint of cold, killing intent in his eyes. It's not up to you. What do you want? Could it be that you want to fight with us? Qing Shanyu walked out and said coquettishly. The other saints of Azure Mountain Tribe also snorted. Don't worry, I won't kill you. However, since you dared to resist me, I'll teach you a lesson. Yu Quan threw out the great desolation palm. How dare you fight us? Qing Shanyu screamed, and the other saints roared and counterattacked quickly. The surrounding people were stunned when they saw this scene. No way, Yu Quan was so bold. After all, this was the Azure Mountain realm. Wasn't he courting death by attacking the people of Azure Mountain Tribe here? However, Yu Quan had to do it. Good idea, I'll support you too. Mo Xiu rushed over with his men. As soon as he arrived, he threw out the yellow spring map, which appeared directly above these people's heads. The terrifying yellow spring gushed down, making them tremble all over. The 5 people of the Green Mountain clan were unable to resist the power of the Pilgrim List and were subdued in an instant. Go ahead, tell me all the secrets you know, Yu Quan said coldly. Chapter 4064. Humph, don't even think about it. Ching Shan and the others gritted their teeth. Is that so? Looks like you'll have to suffer a little. Mo Xiu attacked from the side. The yellow spring diagram. The yellow spring water enveloped them. The 5 of them showed painful expressions. Damn it, come on, stop it, we said. The 5 of them couldn't hold on because this feeling was worse than death. We don't know much. After all, the Green Mountain world is very mysterious. We only know that there seems to be a great protection under the Clear Moon Lake, but we don't know how to get in. Everything is still under investigation. Is that so? Don't blame me if you don't tell the truth. Yu Quan grabbed Ching Shanyu and left a bloody wound on her arm. The blood spilled into the Clear Moon Lake, and the lake water started to roll violently. It was effective. Seeing this, Yu Quan attacked as well. The other 4 people's arms were also cut. The blood of the Green Mountain clan entered. Then the waves rolled and formed a passage. It looks like you people are still valuable. Go in. Yu Quan threw out the great desolate chain and tied the 5 people up. Then he walked in. The 5 people walked in front. The water separated where the blood dripped. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu led their people. They followed behind. The others were extremely shocked. Heavens, they really attacked the people of the Green Mountain clan, and it was really effective. We followed them in. Some people's thoughts turned faster. They immediately decided to follow. Some people hesitated, but it was too late. The waves merged again. After they went in, they immediately screamed and were attacked. Everyone guessed that there should be a formation in the lake. The blood of the Green Mountain clan could temporarily break the formation. But it didn't last long because it wasn't a conventional method. But it was enough for the people of the Green Mountain clan to go in. Many people took the opportunity to go in. The remaining people were very regretful by the lake. It looked like they could only wait here for the other people of the Green Mountain clan to come. Then they would force them to go in. In the void, the phantom of the phoenix roared. Lin Xian stood in front and looked down. Behind him, 2 peerless beauties were meditating and cultivating. The 3 of them took turns to guard and fly. They had searched for many treasures these days. In the end, they obtained them easily. After all, the map of the Green Mountain world was here. When there was nothing to do, the other 2 would take medicinal pills and cultivate. This time, it was Lin Xian's turn to fly. He looked at the map and decided to go to a larger treasure location. It was the Clear Moon Lake. After identifying the direction, he rode on the Phoenix Phantom and flew at an extremely fast speed. Finally, they saw a huge lake in front of them. It was embedded in the ground like a sea. The lake was incomparably mysterious. There wasn't even the slightest ripple. Here they are, Lin Xian said. Behind him, Li Hongxiu and Murong Qingcheng opened their eyes. They stood up as well. Both of them were extremely excited. During this period of time, they ate pills and improved their cultivation. The treasures they had obtained during this period of time were comparable to their 300 years of cultivation in the outside world. It probably wouldn't take long for them to break through again. Was this the Clear Moon Lake? Such a huge storm couldn't even cause a ripple. It was indeed mysterious. Murong Qingcheng furrowed her brows slightly. Li Hongxiu also looked at the map. Then, she said, the location marked on the map is obviously larger than the previous locations. This is obviously an important place. Indeed, it was important. There were already many people below. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a golden light. He could see it even more clearly. Below, Near the clear moon lake, many people were waiting. Suddenly, they heard the cry of a phoenix. They all looked up. Who was there? What a powerful aura. It was Lin Wudi and the others. Many people screamed, as if they were facing a great enemy. Lin Wudi was now a dangerous person second only to the people on the pilgrimage list. They didn't dare to provoke him. It was Lin Gongzi. A few people in ghost robes walked out from below and laughed. Lin Gongzi, the Clear Moon Lake is very dangerous. Only the blood of the Green Mountain clan can break the array. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu have already brought people in. Now, we can only enter if we find the people of the Green Mountain clan. Lin Gongzi has a special relationship with the Green Mountain clan. Can you find them? We can enter together. Can the blood of the Green Mountain clan enter? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Murong Qingqing frowned. Someone had actually entered before them. She was too shocked. Would the people of the Green Mountain clan let them go after they left? There's no need to join forces. We have our own ways to enter, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Then his voice turned cold. I have a special relationship with the Green Mountain clan. Green Mountain Bamboo has taken good care of me. So, if anyone dares to have any ideas about the Green Mountain clan, don't blame me for being impolite. At the end of his words, a sword light tore through the sky. The terrifying killing intent made everyone's hair stand on end. The two saints of the Ghost Hell region also retreated, their blood boiling. One of them gritted his teeth. Lin Wudi, don't be too arrogant. We're giving you face by agreeing to join forces. You don't know what's good for you. What right do you have to give me face? Lin Xian snorted disdainfully. These people still dare to have ideas about the Green Mountain clan? Are they courting death? Today, I'll see what qualifications a young genius like you has to be so arrogant. The saint of the Ghost Hell region roared. A pair of black wings appeared on his body, and 3 ghost heads appeared around him. The 3 ghost heads opened their mouths and spat out black flames. The fire of the netherworld was extremely strange and terrifying. Buzz, Lin Xian waved his hand, and the solar law and 9 young divine flame formed a golden crow that descended. The 2 flames collided, and the entire void exploded. The terrifying energy caused the surrounding people to continuously retreat. The fire of the netherworld was completely shattered. Not only that, but cracks had also appeared on the 3 ghostly heads that the expert had conjured. He screamed and spat out a mouthful of blood. His body began to tremble. Damn it, the other person roared. The ghost law on his body spread out, forming 6 ghost hands. Each of them was holding an extremely terrifying weapon. The 6 arms waved together and attacked. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. Lin Xian formed a Tai Chi diagram, enveloping all of the energy. Then the Tai Chi diagram rotated, and the solar law of death fell, directly cutting off the 6 arms. Not only that, it also cut the expert in half. I won't kill you today, because of Ghost Girl by Luo. Scram. The 2 experts of the Ghost Hell region retreated with their tails between their legs. The others were shocked. They were too strong. As expected, an ordinary small saint couldn't defeat them, unless it was a late small saint or a few mid-small saints attacking together. How arrogant! How dare you attack my Ghost Hell region? A terrifying sound rang out between the heavens and the earth. Following this, boundless ghost chi formed a vortex. A palm reached out from the vortex. Chapter 4065. This is the strength of a late minor saint. Countless people screamed. Is there a late minor saint expert here? Lin Xian frowned. Murong Qingqing rode on the phoenix and dodged the attack. The void where they were standing was shattered, forming a black hole. Let's go. They flew towards the quiet moon lake and entered the mirror moon lake in the next moment. Want to leave? A ghost-robed man walked out from the black vortex in the sky. It was indeed a late minor saint expert. Seeing the scene, he also rushed into the clear moon lake. Did they go in? The surrounding people were shocked to see this. They could only watch from the side of the lake, not daring to go in. After all, they had suffered a great loss here before. After entering, Lin Xian felt a strange energy rushing towards them. There was a very dangerous formation at the bottom of the lake. However, they were not afraid. They had the map in their hands and could easily break the ancient formation. At this moment, Lin Xian frowned. He turned his head and saw that there was someone else coming in after they landed. Moreover, that person was emitting a strong killing intent, locking on the three of them. Damn it, it's that guy from the Ghost Hell region. Li Hongxiu frowned and slapped a flowing cloud. Asterisk buzz. Asterisk the ghostly claw reached out and tore her sleeve in an instant. He's too strong. Li Hongxiu's face turned pale. The three of them were early minor saints, while the opponent was a late minor saint. The gap between them was too big. The further they went, the more difficult it would be to fight someone with a higher cultivation level. For someone like Lin Xian, who could fight someone with a higher cultivation level, he was a top genius. Even so, it was still very difficult for him to fight a late minor saint expert. Of course, Lin Xian was confident. However, he didn't need to do it himself now. He could rely on the peerless killing formation in the Mirror Moon Lake to fight against the opponent. Kid, you can't run away. Behind them, the ghost saint sneered. His figure flickered and appeared in front of the three of them, blocking their way. Kid, I won't kill you for the sake of the ghost lady. I'll give you a chance to live. Give me the cultivation technique of your divine body. I can let the three of you walk the holy road. You're a ghost-type saint. Do you want to cultivate a physique that's as tough as Yang? Aren't you afraid of death? Lin Xian sneered. You don't have to worry about that. I have a way to digest it. What do you think? These conditions are already very favorable for you. The three of you can live. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. In the Azure Mountain realm, even if you die, you won't be able to trace it back to me. I can even make it look like an accident. Are you threatening me now? Li Hongxiu's small face was cold. As the daughter of the Saint King, the other party actually dared to threaten her. So what if he threatened you? In this special space, this ghost saint was not afraid at all. Lin Xian chuckled. Do you really think that you can defeat us on your own? Humph! Although you're strong enough to kill a mid-minor saint, you're still no match for a late minor saint. Since you don't know the difference between life and death, then don't blame me for being impolite. The ghost saint snorted and formed a seal with his palms. 3 ghostly claws appeared behind him, blotting out the sky and covering the earth. The power of those claws was really too strong. Even a mid-minor saint would feel despair upon seeing it. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian and the other 2 retreated. At the same time, they attacked in different directions. According to the map, there was a formation below. It was called the Purifying Moon Grand Formation. It was extremely terrifying. What they were doing now was to use the power of the Purifying Moon Grand Formation. Sure enough, the water below formed a terrifying killing intent, forming a half-moon light and slashing forward. What's going on? The 3 ghostly claws were instantly cut off. The ghost saint felt a peerless killing intent shrouding him. How could this be? Is Lin Wudi so powerful that he can threaten me? No, it's not this kid's power. The ghost saint looked around. Damn it, there's something in the water. Is it a formation? Damn it, I was too careless. His body swayed, wanting to leave. At the same time, he struck out a few more ghostly claws, wanting to bring Lin Xian and the others away. After all, even if they were dead, he wanted to bring their bodies back. However, the killing intent of the Purifying Moon Grand Formation was getting more and more terrifying, causing the ghostly claws to crumble. Damn it! Seems like I have to leave first." He flew upwards. At the bottom of the lake, his speed became extremely slow, as if he was struggling in a quagmire. Behind him, Lin Xian laughed. "Don't go back then." "How could this be?" The ghost saint was shocked. "Aren't you guys affected?" As a late-stage minor saint, he almost couldn't bear it anymore. However, these three people were smiling happily, as if they weren't affected at all. Wait, these three people are standing there. Could it be that they know how to break the formation? The ghost saint immediately noticed the problem. The three of them weren't standing together, but in different directions. He rushed towards that direction. "Very smart, but it's useless." Lin Xian sneered. The three of them changed their positions and then sent out a force into the water. Suddenly, a terrifying aura erupted. With a crack, a ray of light shrouded the ghost saint. The ghost saint screamed as his body was shattered. One had to admit that he was very powerful. He managed to avoid his vital parts at the critical moment. Only one of his arms was chopped off. "Ah!" Explode. The ghost saint screamed, his hair standing on end. He smashed the broken arm away, and with the help of the force, he soared into the sky. "Quick, defend!" Lin Xian and the other two kept retreating. The force of the explosion was indeed terrifying. Sure enough, the water flowed rapidly, forming a terrifying aura. With the help of this energy, the ghost saint escaped from the sacred heavens, left the lake, and came to the void. "Damn it! Lin Wuti, I won't let you go." "What's going on? Is a late-stage minor saint expert injured?" The people by the lake were stunned. It was too unbelievable. Did Lin Wuti do it? It can't be. This is too heaven-defying. Everyone was shocked. The scene made them dumbfounded. No, it's the formation at the bottom of the lake. However, Lin Wuti hasn't come up yet. Has he been killed? They discussed animatedly. If Lin Wuti died in the lake, it would be a big deal. After waiting for a long time, they still didn't see Lin Xian come up. Someone said that Lin Wuti was dead for sure. No one could stay underwater for such a long time. Great, the great Demon King is finally dead. Many people heaved a sigh of relief. However, the ghost saint snorted. "That brat could use a formation to kill me. It means that he should have broken the formation below. It's impossible for him to die in the formation." What? Did Lin Wuti crack the array below? His attainments in formations have reached such a terrifying level. These people were terrified. Under the water, Lin Xian and the other two could indeed break the formation. According to the method on the map, they quickly flew to the bottom of the lake. Chapter 4066. A group of people stopped in the depths of the lake. They were Yuquan and the others. Previously, they had relied on the blood of the Green Mountain tribe to temporarily break the formation and enter. They had thought that their journey would be smooth, but they did not expect that the blood of the Green Mountain tribe's lord was no longer useful. These people were not the direct descendants of the Green Mountain Sage King. Otherwise, they would have been able to advance further. Mo Xiu said with a frown. Qing Shanyu and the others' faces were extremely ugly. Along the way, they had continuously used their sage blood, causing their qi and blood to become extremely weak. Now these people dared to look down on them. How despicable! Just you wait. Once we get out, I will not let you off. The Green Mountain tribe will not let this matter rest. Qing Shanyu gritted her teeth. If you continue talking nonsense, I will kill you right now. Mo Xiu's eyes were filled with killing intent. The Yellow Springs diagram flew out, causing Qing Shanyu and the others to tremble. However, Yu Quan said, "Don't attack first. These people might be useful. Watch over them." He used the Great Desolation Chain to completely seal the 5 of them. Then he said to his subordinates, "Watch over them. The rest of you follow me." He waved his hand. 3 of them stayed behind to watch over the 5 people from the Green Mountain tribe. As for the others, They followed UK and Mo Xiao and rushed up. It seemed that they would have to use their own strength to break the formation below. Boom, boom, boom. Not long after, there was a terrifying tremor. 3 people from the great desolate mansion brought Qing Shanyu and the others to a safe place. Then, they closed their eyes and rested. They only needed to wait. There was no way the 5 of them could escape. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others had also entered the lake. Not long after they came down, they heard the sound of violent tremors. Someone is attacking the formation. Murong Qingqing said. Li Hongxiu snorted. It seemed that Yu Quan and the others were trapped. Lin Xian said, "Let's speed up." The 3 of them quickly flew forward. Wait, those are the people from the Green Mountain tribe. Lin Xian activated his heavenly secret divine eyes and saw 8 figures not far away. 5 of them were chained up. The other 3 were guarding them. They were from the great desolate mansion. They had sealed the people of the Green Mountain clan and used their blood to break the formation. Murong Qingcheng and the others had heard about what had happened before. Older brother Xian, do you want to make a move? Lin Xian nodded. Of course, he had to help. The Green Mountain tribe had treated him well, and now that he saw someone from the Green Mountain tribe in danger, he had to help. Damn it, you'd better let me go. Otherwise, I'll teach you a lesson, Qing Shanyu shouted. The 3 people from the great desolate mansion opened their eyes and laughed. Little girl, you still want to go out now? Are you dreaming? I haven't killed you yet because you are still useful. When you are no longer useful, I will let you stay in the Green Mountain world forever. When we get out, who would dare to say that it was us who did it? It's very normal for you all to have died. This place is incomparably dangerous. We will create the illusion that you all died in the formation. Damn it, Qing Shanyu screamed. She was so angry that her entire body was trembling. The saint of the great desolate mansion said, "Little girl, how dare you scold us? Look at how pretty you are. Why don't I let you have some fun in advance?" He revealed a ferocious expression. Qing Shanyue's face turned pale. "How dare you? What's there to be afraid of? You all are going to die anyway. It would be a waste if I don't enjoy you." The 3 of them laughed sinisterly and walked forward. "No, I won't let you have your way even if I die." Qing Shanyue was in despair. However, the great desolate mansion's chains on them were too terrifying. They sealed their cultivation, making it impossible for them to resist. Puff! At this critical moment, a sword light slashed down, directly splitting one of them into 2 halves. That person didn't even have time to scream before he died. When the other 2 saw this, their hair stood on end. They roared in anger. "Who dares to sneak up on us? Get out here!" Not only were there people from the great desolate mansion and Acheron Palace here, the others had also followed them. There might be experts hiding here. Are they trying to snatch the 5 Green Mountain chieftains' men away? Damn it, contact the people at the front. They wanted to spread the news. However, a ray of light flashed and severed that person's arm. The formation in his hand was also shattered and exploded. Damn it, who is this person? They were horrified. The methods of these people were really too strong. In the next moment, they saw 3 people appear in front of them and surround them. "It's you, Lin Wuti!" They screamed crazily. Lin Wuti had come in. It was Lin Gongzi, Qing Shanyue, and the others thought that they were going to die, but they didn't expect Lin Xian to come at the last moment. "Lin Gongzi, save us!" They screamed in shock. Lin Xian nodded and waved his hand. The 5-element sword technique cut the great desolate mansion's chains in half. Qing Shanyue and the others were freed and regained their freedom. "What do you want to do with these 2? Lin Xian asked. Qing Shanyue said, "Lin Gongzi, cripple them and leave them to us. They had been tortured along the way. Although they were not dead, there was not even half of their blood left in their bodies. Now that they had the chance, they naturally wanted to vent their anger. Good. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. He waved his hand, and a terrifying sword intent rushed out. No, damn it. It can't be like this. Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. The two of them still wanted to fight back, but how could they be a match for Lin Xian? In an instant, their bodies were pierced, and their cultivation was sealed and crippled. Damn it, what did you do to me? The two sages screamed in horror. Lin Xian said, I'll leave them to you. We'll go ahead and investigate. Qing Shangyue and the other's eyes were filled with killing intent. Didn't you want to kill us? Let's see who will kill who today. They tortured the two of them crazily. They didn't have to worry about their voices being heard. Lin Xian set up an array formation so that the people in front couldn't investigate the situation here. I'll go ahead and take a look. The two of you stay here. Murong Qingcheng and the other stayed here. Lin Xian went up alone. He put on the void beast skin and quietly flew forward. In front of him, a violent explosion sounded. Obviously, Yuquan and Mo Xiu were attacking fiercely. They wanted to break the array formation. However, the array formation here was very difficult to break. Even if they used strong methods, the progress was very slow. Lin Xian sneered when he saw this scene. He didn't expect these two guys to bring so many people. It seemed that he had to clean up first. Thinking of this, a cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. With the help of the void beast skin, he quietly approached this group of people. Not only Yuquan and Mo Xiu were here, but there were also many experts from the sacred lands around them, including many little saints. At this moment, Lin Xian was going to attack these people. Chapter 4067. There was another violent tremor, and the formation in front of them suddenly glowed. Quick, retreat. These people retreated frantically. At this moment, Lin Xian made his move. The two little saints fell to the ground with their eyes wide open, as if they had died with everlasting regret. What's going on? The people of the great desolate mansion screamed. Yuquan also turned his head, and his face became extremely unsightly. Damn it, is the formation really that terrifying? Should we continue? Let's continue. I don't believe that we can't break it. They gritted their teeth and roared. They continued. However, the next time, 3 little saints from the Acheron Palace died. Mo Xiu was furious. Damn it, my eyes are red. However, they did not stop. They attacked again. When the formation counterattacked, they quickly retreated. At this moment, Lin Xian charged at Yuquan. The law of water spread out, and invisible waves formed a terrifying sword of killing that rushed over. Yuquan sensed a fatal crisis and instantly dodged. At the same time, the power of the great desolation erupted and cut across the void. With a clang, he was knocked back, his aura surging. On the other side, Lin Xian was also knocked back. He had to admit that Yuquan was really too strong, much stronger than he had imagined. It was supposed to be a sneak attack, but the other party blocked it. Damn it, there's someone here. Yuquan was instantly furious. Who is it? He kept attacking. The void trembled, and the person disappeared in an instant. Yuquan still saw him. It's you, Lin Wudi. You're the one who killed my men. He understood in an instant. Mo Xiu, who was next to him, was also furious. How dare you attack us? The Acheron scroll rushed out and swept in all directions. However, Lin Xian had already left with the void beast hide. Our people are in danger. We can't let Lu Qingji escape. In the blink of an eye, the two of them led a large group of experts and charged back. Let's go. After Lin Xian returned, he came to Murong Qingcheng and the others. At this moment, the 2 saints of the great desolate mansion in the formation had long been tortured beyond recognition. Su Chen raised his hand and ended their lives. Then he said, "Let's go." Qing Shanyu and the other 4 flew in another direction. It really was Lin Wudi. Kill them. Yes, they couldn't be allowed to escape. He had to capture Qing Shanyu and the other four, or else his plan would be exposed. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu's eyes turned red. They led their men in a desperate pursuit. The two of them were very fast and were about to catch up. Turn around, Lin Xian coldly shouted and shot out a Kuan Peng, which enveloped everyone and continued to shuttle back and forth. He wasn't flying aimlessly. He was looking for an opportunity. He knew that there were two paths at the bottom of the clear moon lake. Yu Quan and the others had taken one path. Now he was going to take a different path. Lin Wudi, you can't run away. Yu Quan suddenly accelerated and arrived in front of them in an instant. Desolate's palm slapped down with endless killing intent. Not good. The faces of Qing Shanyu and the others turned extremely ugly. They had fought before, so they naturally knew how powerful Yu Quan was. Such a person's battle prowess had already reached the late minor saint realm. Murong Qingcheng and the others also took a deep breath. Lin Xian had activated the unparalleled secret technique. His strength increased fivefold, and his speed instantly increased fivefold. He dodged smoothly. Moreover, he said, "This is a good opportunity." He activated the array formation of this place, and an invisible wave rushed out towards Yu Quan in an instant. Yu Quan's pupils constricted. He felt the terrifying attack and wanted to retreat. However, it was too late. In an instant, he was split in half. He hit him. Murong Qingcheng and Mo Xiu exclaimed. Qing Shanyu was also stunned. Was he split in half? It was too unbelievable. What kind of technique was that? Behind them, the people of the great desolate mansion were all terrified. Young master, they roared crazily. Lin Xian frowned. He found that there was no blood flowing out from the split body. Moreover, there were endless laws lingering in the air. Buzz. The two halves of Yu Quan's body turned into a shield and split open. It was a law clone. Lin Xian frowned. He glanced around and activated his heavenly secret divine eyes. He saw Yu Quan's true body appear in the void. Yu Quan's face was extremely cold. Damn brat, how dare you trick me? Just now it was indeed a clone. He used a shield and the law of desolation to form a clone to dodge the fatal attack. That shield was a defensive saint artifact. How could it be destroyed just like that? Brat, come out if you have the guts. He gritted his teeth and roared. He naturally felt the terrifying aura in front of him. He did not dare to go forward. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Come out if you have the guts. If you don't jump in front of me. After saying that, he ignored Yu Quan and the others and walked forward with his men. Let's go. Damn it. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu clenched their teeth so hard that they almost broke when they saw this. Looking at the direction the other party was heading, it was obvious that he was going deeper. How could he find a second path? We will also take this path. Mo Xiu flew up with the Yellow Springs diagram above his head and the devil trident in his hand. However, in an instant, he was shocked back. No, the formation here is even more terrifying than the formation of the first path. Moreover, it's even more dangerous. We still have to go back. We can't let that brat succeed in cracking the first path. These people gritted their teeth and went back. However, soon, they were all in despair. It was too difficult to crack. These people were about to lose hope. However, half a day later, they welcomed hope because another person came down. Did someone capture the people of the Green Hill clan? They were happy, but soon they found that it was not the case. The person who came down did not capture the people of the Green Hill clan, but relied on his own strength. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu's eyes lit up. Who is it? They looked carefully. The next moment, they saw a few beasts coming down, followed by many people. At the very front was a spirit turtle. Although it was a tortoise, it was walking upright with a walking stick in its hand. Could it be Master Spirit Turtle? Mo Xiu was surprised. Yu Quan also took a deep breath and hurriedly went up to greet them. Master Spirit Turtle? So it's 2 geniuses on the pilgrim list. I want to join forces with you. Are you willing? That's great. Their eyes lit up. They were only lacking a master formation now. Master Spirit Turtle was from the Demon City, and his cultivation base was only at the middle stage of the minor saint realm. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu did not take him seriously. However, the lifespan of the Spirit Turtle clan was long, so they had more time to study other things. For example, Master Spirit Turtle was studying formations. He was already 7,000 years old. He was older than the average Saint King. Therefore, he had been studying formations for a very long time, and his attainments in formations were very high. The fact that he could come down with his own strength was enough to prove it. Master Spirit Turtle was an expert in formations. However, he did not have any experts with him. If he had Yu Quan and Mo Xiu to protect him, it would be perfect. Therefore, the 3 parties hit it off. Next, they began to crack the formation. Chapter 4068. Yu Quan said, Master Spirit Turtle, we have to hurry up. There's a kid who took the second path, and he's very fast. We must catch up with the path that we deciphered. It did not matter. Master Spirit Turtle was very confident in his attainments in formations. Sure enough, under his deciphering, everyone could move forward. 3 days later, they arrived at the depths and saw a palace made of coral shells in front of them. Great, there's a palace here. Let's go quickly. These people rushed forward, but they did not dare to enter. Instead, they looked at Master Spirit Turtle. Master Spirit Turtle walked very slowly, but everyone waited patiently. Master Spirit Turtle, please. They did not dare to move forward rashly. Who knew what terrifying formations there were inside? Master Spirit Turtle nodded and waved his staff. Endless laws flew out. Let's go. Under his lead, everyone safely entered the palace. Great, there's definitely a treasure inside. That's for sure. We're going to be rich this time. These people were extremely excited. Along the way, they did not see Lin Woody's figure. They thought that they should have left him behind. However, after entering, they were dumbfounded. They found that the main hall was empty. There were obviously treasures in some places, but they had been taken away by someone. Damn it, someone has been here. Moreover, Chi Xiu was still there. It was Lin Woody. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu roared crazily. They wished they could punch a hole in the sky. The others also wailed. Master Spirit Turtle's face also darkened. Did someone beat us to it? He felt insulted. It was a slap to his face. Lin Woody, I want to see if you can surpass me in terms of formations. Suddenly his eyes widened and he waved his staff. With a dang sound, a rock in the corner was smashed into pieces. You want to peep at us? You're courting death. Let's go. They continued to move forward. Master Spirit Turtle was also angry, and the others followed in an imposing manner. He crossed the first hall and set off toward the depths. This time, they must be ahead of the other party. In the depths of the lake, Lin Xian and the others had been watching the formations. At this moment, when they saw Yu Quan and the others' exasperated expressions, they all laughed out loud. Especially Qing Shan and the others, they felt very relieved. Murong Qingcheng frowned. Since they were able to come in, could it be that Yu Quan and the others were also array masters? It was too unbelievable. One had to know that the reason they were able to come here was because of the map. If they were to rely on their own strength to break the formation, it was not that it was impossible, but it would be too slow. But now, Yu Quan's speed was much faster than they had imagined. Lin Xian even speculated that these people would not be able to enter at all. However, the current situation was beyond his expectations. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the scenes from the political and legal records appeared once again. He pointed at one of the turtles and said, "This fellow is a formation expert. Even Yu Quan and the others did not notice the formation I set up. However, the tortoise noticed it in an instant. I believe that Yu Quan and the others were able to enter the first palace because of this tortoise. Looks like they have a formation master helping them. We have to speed up. Qing Shan Yu and the others were stunned. To be honest, they also knew that the bottom of the lake was full of danger. But as they followed Lin Xian all the way here, there was not the slightest sign of trouble. It made them think that they were having fun. Was there really a formation here? They were all doubting it now. Little did they know that if it weren't for Lin Xian, they would have died more than 10 times down there with their strength alone. Soon Lin Xian and the others cracked the formation according to the map and arrived at the second palace. After entering, they exclaimed in surprise. There were more things here than in the first palace. Most of the first palace was filled with spirit herbs, such as natural treasures or large drops of spirit liquid. The second palace, on the other hand, was filled with all kinds of pills. It was obvious that they had been refined and placed here for a long time. There are several traps in here. Don't act rashly, Lin Xian said. Qing Shan and the others nodded. Next, Lin Xian, Murong Qingcheng, and Li Hongxiu cracked the formation according to the method on the map. They collected all the pills. All right, we can split them now. Murong Qingcheng was in charge of distributing them, while Lin Xian took out a few pills and put them back in their original places. He said that he didn't think that Yu Quan and the others would be able to enter, but now that they had a formation master with them, they could fight. He set up an illusion formation here and erased his previous information and methods. Then he took out a few remaining pills to attract these people. Then he restored the formation that he cracked earlier and added his illusion formation. As long as these people dared to touch the pills, they would definitely be able to activate the formation here. When that time came, these people would know what it meant to be miserable. After setting up everything, Lin Xian said, "Let's go." They passed through the palace and set off again. Behind them, Yu Quan, Mo Xiu, Master Spirit Turtle, and the others set off with gloomy expressions. This time, they used their full strength and were twice as fast as before. Finally, they saw the second underwater palace. Was there another palace? When the followers saw it, they became excited. However, they soon became nervous. The disappointment they felt the first time made them feel very uncomfortable. This time, would someone beat them to it again? Master Spirit Turtle's speed also became faster. He directly pushed open the door of the palace. Then Yu Quan and Mo Xiu sensed it. They didn't sense any aura. After the others entered, they also began to search. Look, there are pills over there. Is there really something? Why are there only 5? That's too little, everyone exclaimed. Perhaps it was a peerless divine pill. Their eyes turned red. Finally, we're in the lead. The corners of Master Spirit Turtle's mouth curled up into a smile. Humph, as expected of a young boy. As long as he was serious, he would trample the other party under his feet. That's great. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu made their moves and grabbed the 5 pills. In the next moment, ripples suddenly appeared in the void. Not good. Master Spirit Turtle's expression changed, and he quickly stopped. However, his words were too late. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu had already made their moves. Crack, crack. The sound of the mirror breaking was heard, and then a terrifying aura enveloped the entire palace. Not good. Damn it. Those followers screamed miserably. In an instant, they were split in half and blood flowed out. Yu Quan and Mo Xiu also felt a great sense of crisis. Damn it. Mo Xiu directly spat out a Yellow Springs map and enveloped himself. On the other side, Yu Quan roared angrily. He formed a barren canyon and trapped himself in it. The barren aura in the canyon was too terrifying. The great Master Spirit Turtle also set up many formations and defended himself with the toughness of his turtle shell. The others were not so lucky. They couldn't resist at all. For a moment, screams were heard. Chapter 4069. Come in quickly. Mo Xiao used the law, causing the yellow spring diagram to expand and envelop his people. On the other side, Yuquan also put his people into the canyon. The terrifying aura spread for a long time before it slowly stopped. Yuquan and Mo Xiao walked out, and their subordinates also came out. Their expressions became extremely ugly. The surroundings were filled with corpses, making them want to vomit. The spirit turtle master emerged from his turtle shell as well. His face was extremely cold. Damn it, they were schemed against again. This time, not only was the other party faster than them, but they also set up a trap and waited for them. How preposterous. Damn it, half of Yuquan's people died. Mo Xiao's side was about the same, looking at the corpses of their fellow disciples lying there. The two of them trembled all over. At this moment, a ray of light descended from the sky. Everyone was shocked. Master Spirit Turtle also made a move and sent the ray of light flying. That ray of light did not attack. Instead, it formed a few words in the sky. After Master Spirit Turtle saw it, he spat out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground. Master Yuquan and Mo Xiao hurriedly rushed up. This old fellow must not die. The others also had ugly expressions. The words formed by the law were, "Old turtle, you walk too slowly." No wonder Master Spirit Turtle vomited blood. If it were them, they would probably be angered to death. The great Master Spirit Turtle kept trembling. He said, "Where's that Lin Wudi? I must kill him. None of you can stop me. He's in front. We'll continue to set off." These people gritted their teeth. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others continued on their way. They divided the pills they obtained in the second palace. Qing Shan and the others also got some. Although it was not much, they were already satisfied. Because if it were not for Lin Xian, they would not have even gotten this little bit. Furthermore, this medicinal pill should be of great benefit to them. But soon they were all dumbfounded. They saw that Lin Xian ate the pills like candy. He ate them nonstop, and his body kept emitting thunderous sounds. There were even terrifying flames that jumped from time to time. Was this Lin Wudi? Was this how he usually cultivated? They watched with trepidation. Wasn't he afraid of going berserk? This pill contained the power within it. Just by smelling it, they knew how terrifying it was. They had to find a secret chamber, burn incense, and bathe in it. They had to adjust their condition to the peak before they could consume it. Unlike Lin Xian, who was chatting and eating candy at the same time. If Lin Xian wanted to strengthen himself, then he would have to cultivate. However, if it was for the great dragon sword soul to absorb, then he wouldn't need to cultivate with all his strength. He only needed to let the great dragon sword soul digest these pills. That was why he could eat pills so easily while walking. These two palaces had given him a great harvest, especially the great dragon sword soul. He felt that its power had become stronger than before. Furthermore, Lin Xian also discovered some medicinal pills that could temper his bloodline. This made him extremely happy, although he didn't have any heaven-defying bloodline. So what? The heaven-defying bloodlines of the others were passed down from their ancestors. Since the ancestors of those people were able to mutate their bloodlines, why couldn't he? If he couldn't be the second or third generation, then he would be the first generation. He wanted to make his bloodline unparalleled and pass it down from generation to generation. According to the map, their speed was very fast. Finally, they arrived at the deepest part. However, Lin Xian stopped in his tracks. The deepest palace appeared in front of them. However, the door was tightly shut. What was going on? Big Brother Lin, was the last palace very difficult to crack? Qing Shan and the others were very curious. Lin Xian shook his head. The last palace required a special condition. As mentioned before, there were two paths to the bottom of the lake. They took the second path, and Yuquan took the first path. This last palace required people from both paths to crack it together to open it. That was to say, if the people from Yuquan couldn't come, they wouldn't be able to open the last palace. That was also what the map said. Fortunately, there was an old turtle over there. Li Hongxiu said. Then let's wait. Everyone waited here. They waited for about 5 days. Only then did they see a figure walking up from behind. You guys are too slow. Qing Shanyu and the others stood up and said contemptuously. Behind them, Master Spirit Turtle and the others trembled in anger when they heard that. Master Spirit Turtle screamed. How was that possible? He fell to the ground on his back. This time he tried his best and was even faster than before. However, the other party was already waiting for him here. When did the other party come? Lin Wudi, Yuquan, and the others gritted their teeth. They didn't make a move. Although they could see the other party now, they didn't take the same path as the other party. There was a powerful formation in the middle that blocked their attacks and couldn't hurt the other party at all. On the contrary, it might cause the formation to counterattack. Therefore, they could only come forward with gloomy faces. Master Spirit Turtle stared at Lin Xian with a pair of eyes. Damn kid, you're not going in here. Are you here to humiliate me? In his opinion, the other party should be here to slap his face. Otherwise, why would he wait for him here? Did he think it was too slow? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to make me wait? I'm here because this palace needs people from both paths to have a chance of cracking it. Otherwise, I'm afraid you won't be able to see me for the rest of your life. Damn it, he's too arrogant. Could it be that the other party's attainment in formations far surpasses his? The others were also gnashing their teeth. Yuquan and the others frowned. Cracking both paths together? Master Spirit Turtle, is he trying to frame us? Previously, they were attacked in the second underwater palace, so these people were traumatized now. Master Spirit Turtle walked up, looked carefully, and said he didn't lie to us about this. Indeed, both sides need to work together to crack it. Very well, let me see what kind of tricks this kid has up his sleeves. This time, he could finally see the other party with his own eyes. He wanted to see what kind of person the other party was. Then let's begin. You'd better use all your strength. Otherwise, you won't be able to keep up with our speed. Lin Xian said faintly. Then he began to crack the formation. He held his chin with one hand, and the other hand kept tapping on the black door in front of him. Lines of laws appeared and began to ripple. Master Spirit Turtle was originally very unhappy. He was embarrassed to be looked down upon by a young man. However, when he saw the other party's speed, his eyes almost popped out. How is this possible? He felt that his worldview was about to collapse. Someone is cracking the formation so quickly. Chapter 4070. He was 7,000 years old this year and had been studying formations for 6,000 years. His attainments in array formations were far greater than his cultivation. Even in the 1,000 Demon City, he was a famous array master. Some Saint Venerables would bring him along when they wanted to crack formations. After he came to Clear Moon Lake, he was shocked. The formations in Mirror Moon Lake were too difficult. He was the only one who could crack them. He believed that no one else could do it. However, the kid in front of him had not only cracked them, but was also several times faster than him. He couldn't even keep up. His mind went blank. Impossible. Great Master Spirit Turtle trembled. Was there really such a genius in formations in the world? But wasn't this too heaven-defying? Thinking of this, he took a deep breath. His eyes reddened. He was also cracking the formations quickly. He couldn't let this kid beat him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the face to stay here. The surrounding people were also stunned, especially Yuquan and Mo Xiao. They had never seen Lin Xian's speed in breaking through a city so quickly. No wonder he could keep ahead of them. This kid had to be killed. He was a big problem in their hearts. Perhaps the Green Mountain Realm was a good opportunity. The two of them looked at each other. They both had their own ideas. They didn't act rashly. Instead, they waited quietly. They would wait until their opponent opened the last palace and lost his value. Then they would kill him. Lin Xian used an hour to crack his half of the formation. Great Master Spirit Turtle used 1 day and 1 night. Great Master Spirit Turtle's eyes were red like a rabbit's. He was going crazy with jealousy. Murong Qingcheng and the others were also surprised. Great Master Spirit Turtle was much slower than Lin Xian. However, they had to admit that his attainments in formations were very strong. No wonder he could lead you, Quan and Mo Xiu here. Buzz. When Great Master Spirit Turtle's last rune was formed, the formation was finally cracked. The gates of the palace slowly opened. Crack, crack, crack. Everyone's hearts were also stirred up. However, they didn't enter rashly. Lin Xian glanced at Great Master Spirit Turtle and found that Great Master Spirit Turtle was on full alert. He chuckled and took a step forward. Let's go in too. Seeing that they were safe and sound, Yu Quan and the others quickly rushed in. There was nothing else inside except for the crystal coffin. The item should be in the crystal coffin. Their eyes turned red. At this moment, a terrifying aura suddenly rushed towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian's figure flickered and disappeared. The next moment, he appeared in another location. As for him, his face darkened. Yu Quan, you dare to attack me? Yu Quan sneered, and the desolation sword in his hand disappeared. However, can you still escape? Today is the day you die. That's right. I think it's better for you to stay here. Mo Xiu also walked out, his eyes filled with cold killing intent. Qing Shanyu and the others were completely stunned. These were 2 geniuses on the pilgrim roll. Would Lin Xian and the others be able to resist the 2 of them? Lin Xian didn't care at all. In any case, even Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu were laughing. What are you laughing at? Mo Xiu frowned. Could it be that you guys think that the 3 of you combined would be able to contend against the 2 of us? They didn't believe it. All 3 of them were geniuses, but they were only early minor saint experts. Although they could fight against intermediate minor saint experts, they couldn't do anything about it. Although they could fight minor saints, they couldn't resist the 3 of them. They were confident that one of them would be able to kill all 3 of them. Initially, they wanted to get the treasure first before attacking the 3 of you. However, since you don't know what's good for you, I'll deal with you first. Lin Xian's eyes shone with cold killing intent. He looked at Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu and said, Leave Yu Quan to me. Leave Mo Xiu to me. Murong Qingcheng walked out. Li Hongxiu shrugged and said, Leave Great Master Spirit Turtle to me. In an instant, the 3 of them had decided on their opponents. Great Master Spirit Turtle and the other 2 were so angry that they vomited blood. That little kid didn't put them in his eyes at all. Good, good, good. This old man wants to see how arrogant you are. Great Master Spirit Turtle was exasperated. Although his cultivation base wasn't the strongest, he was still a mid-minor saint expert. Moreover, he had lived for 7,000 years. How could he lose to a few youngsters? Immediately, he cast out a formation. Li Hongxiu harumphed coldly and said, Your opponent is me. She waved her hand and slapped at the void. The great hall trembled immediately, and a terrifying water column shot out. It blocked Great Master Spirit Turtle's formation. Then many water dragons appeared and surrounded Great Master Spirit Turtle. Damn it, it's a formation, an extremely terrifying one. These people were stunned. At this moment, Murong Qingcheng also made his move. Another terrifying aura filled the air. 9 water dragons surrounded Mo Xiu. The power of the formation erupted once again. Mo Xiu roared and resisted with all his strength. The others retreated frantically. They were pushed to a corner, their bodies trembling. Only Yu Quan and Lin Xian were left standing in front of them. Yu Quan's face became extremely unsightly when he saw this scene. To be honest, they didn't take the other party seriously at all. However, the other party had trapped two experts on their side in an instant. Damn it, the other party knows how to use the formation here? How is that possible? Combined with Lin Xian's previous speed of breaking the formation, could it be that the other party could really control this place? But that shouldn't be the case. How did the other party do it? Did he get the information from Green Bamboo? He was about to go crazy. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth raised into a smile. He stomped his foot, and 9 water dragons appeared under his feet. The formation of the palace appeared again and attacked. Indeed, according to the information on the map, he could break the formation here. Of course, he could use the formation here. The water dragon formation shrouded Yu Quan. Yu Quan roared, but he was still shrouded in an instant. Damn it! It seemed like Yu Quan was in danger. Terrifying laws were erupting from inside. However, he couldn't rush out at all. Kid, let's fight one-on-one if you have the guts. On the other side, Mo Xiu and Grandmaster Spirit Turtle also roared angrily. However, Lin Xian sneered coldly. 3 idiots, I don't have time to waste here with you. Attack. He ignored Yu Quan and the other 2. Instead, he came to the front of the crystal coffin with Murong Qingcheng and the other 2. He could fight one-on-one with the other party. However, he had to get the treasure first. The crystal coffin shone mysteriously. The eyes of Lin Xian and the other 2 flickered. If other people tried to break the formation, they would die 5 times because there were 5 traps in the coffin. A single mistake could kill a late minor saint. Moreover, these traps were hidden very deeply. Perhaps even Grandmaster Spirit Turtle couldn't break them all. However, it wasn't a problem for them at all. They had the map, so it was a piece of cake for them to break the 5 traps. Chapter 4071. Therefore, it didn't take long for the 3 of them to work together and open the crystal coffin. When the crystal coffin was opened, a dazzling light and a terrifying message came from inside. Qing Shan and the others couldn't bear it at all and quickly retreated. Lin Xian also said to retreat quickly. The others, Grand Huangfu and the people of Akron Palace, also retreated frantically. They all retreated to the outside of the palace and watched anxiously. Inside the palace, Yu Quan, Mo Xiu, and Master Spirit Turtle screamed, "Damn snake, you actually opened the crystal coffin. What a terrifying aura. What's inside?" They scratched their heads anxiously. However, they were now shrouded in a formation since ancient times. They couldn't even protect themselves now, not to mention snatching so many treasures. Lin Xian and the other 2 widened their eyes. What a terrifying aura. If they could absorb it, their strength would increase greatly. It was a kind of spiritual liquid that shone brightly. What was it? However, just by looking at the power it contained, one could tell that it was an incredible treasure. Half of the crystal coffin was filled with this liquid. Lin Xian and the other 2 took a deep breath and went in. The 3 of them went in directly, sat down cross-legged, and began to absorb crazily. Roar! Golden light bloomed on Lin Xian's body, and a black qilin appeared, making a loud qilin sound. It was shocking. At the same time, a dragon's roar came from his body, shaking the 9 heavens. On the other side, a 7-colored phoenix appeared on Murong Qingcheng's body. The phoenix's roar also echoed between heaven and earth. Li Hongxiu was also extraordinary. As the daughter of the Sage King, she had a bloodline. She was also a Sage King. Many strange petals appeared on her body. They were all condensed by the laws. The 3 of them began to crazily absorb the mysterious liquid inside. Damn kid, How dare you touch the treasure? I'm not done with you. When I get out, I'll tear you to pieces. Inside, Yuquan and Mo Shio roared crazily. Master Spirit Turtle roared angrily. Kid, when I get out, I'll tear you to pieces. However, it was useless. No matter how they roared, there was no response. Just like that, 5 days passed. Master Spirit Turtle's formation gradually became chaotic. From the looks of it, he was actually about to break out of the seal. Seeing this, Li Hongxiu opened her eyes and walked out of the crystal hall. He activated the formation again. Immediately, the 9 sea dragons rushed over. Inside, the great Master Spirit Turtle was furious. Damn it, he originally thought that he would be able to escape this time. Who would have thought that the other party would actually add another layer of formation to him? He had to start all over again. As expected, after another 2 days, the Serene Fist and Mo Shio's formation became weaker. It was about to break open. Lin Xian and Murong Qingchen also formed another layer of formation. This continued for 3 times. After about a month, the liquid in the crystal coffin had become very little. When it finally disappeared, the 3 of them opened their eyes and roared at the sky. That's great. I've become stronger, and my cultivation has also improved. Intermediate Minor Saint was not far away. The 3 of them were overjoyed. One should know that it hadn't been long since they broke through to the Little Saint realm. Now, there were signs of a breakthrough. Of course, under normal circumstances, this was impossible. They had obtained a lot of treasures in the Green Mountain world to reach this step. In the outside world, it would take hundreds or even thousands of years of bitter cultivation. Lin Xian felt the powerful force in his body, and the corner of his mouth raised into a smile. The next moment, he looked ahead. Yuquan, didn't you want to fight me one-on-one? Very well. I'll fulfill your wish. After saying that, he walked forward. Buzz, the 9 sea dragons rushed quickly and disappeared from Yuquan's body. Then, they shrouded the surroundings, forming an independent space. Damn it, I'm going to kill you. Yuquan pounced on him in an instant. Lin Xian used the void escape and dodged in an instant. He came to the other side. You've broken the formation for so many days. The power of the law in your body must not be at its peak. I won't bully you. I'll give you half a day to recover to your peak. Then I'll fight you with all my strength. Lin Xian now had great confidence in himself. Therefore, he wanted to have a peak duel with his opponent. The surrounding people gasped when they saw this. Is Lin Wudy going to fight Yuquan? Oh, God, is he finally going to make it to the pilgrim list? Good boy, you're confident and arrogant enough. Good. Yuquan did not hold back. Breaking the formation had indeed consumed a lot of his energy. He wanted to recover to his peak and then use the cruelest means to kill Lin Wudy. Lin Wudy dared to snatch the treasure he wanted in front of him. He was courting death. From now on, Lin Wudy's name would be removed from the list. He took out all kinds of natural treasures and spiritual pills from his storage ring and swallowed them. In less than half a day, his cultivation base had reached its peak. All right, boy, tell me, how you want to die? Yuquan stood up, and a hint of cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. He was an expert on the pilgrim list, an existence that countless people looked up to. Today, killing a young junior in the early stage of the small saint realm was as easy as blowing off dust. Buzz, the law of desolation spread out from his body, forming a desolate blade that he held in his hand. As the blade slashed across, the void shattered, and an extremely terrifying power erupted. It enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian crossed his arms, and the Tai Chi diagram condensed in his hands, and he waved it forward. Boom. The ground shook, and the entire bottom of the lake rolled violently. The people outside were sent flying by the force, and they vomited blood. Their faces were filled with horror. Oh, God, are they really fighting? They could not see clearly because there were 9 sea dragons in front of them, forming a formation that enveloped everything. However, they saw red light emerging from the gaps of the formation, and it looked like fresh blood. Oh, God. Has the outcome been decided? Has Lin Woody been killed? No way. Is the gap between them that big? Has he been killed in one move? As expected of someone on the pilgrim list, in their opinion, Lin Xian might have been injured or even killed after one move. However, soon someone frowned. It was a powerful beast saint. His face was gloomy. No, there were still 2 figures in the formation, and there was no smell of blood. It was not blood, but murderous intent. A murderous intent that was as monstrous as a sea of blood. Sure enough, it was powerful. Yu Quan's desolate blade had red law pulsating on it. It was the law of blood. Once this law was activated, it would be stained with blood, and it would be indestructible. It was extremely terrifying. Lin Xian's face was gloomy, the law of death in his left hand, and the law of sun in his right hand formed a Tai Chi diagram, blocking the opponent's blade. His expression was solemn. He had to admit that although Yu Quan was only an intermediate small saint, his strength was too strong. This was definitely the strength of a late small saint. Only Lin Xian was able to withstand it. If it was someone else, even an intermediate minor saint expert, they would have been killed instantly. Chapter 4072. However, Lin Xian still managed to block such a terrifying attack. His Tai Chi diagram kept spinning. Yin and Yang sword chi burst out from it, as if they had turned into divine swords, sweeping across the heaven and earth. These Yin and Yang swords were all aimed at Yu Quan. Moreover, there was a dragon roar in the sword chi, which made one's soul tremble. The people outside the main hall were stunned. This terrifying sword chi must be Lin Woody's. This Lin Woody was really powerful. He could already display such combat strength at his current cultivation level. Asterisk buzz. Asterisk Yu Quan's face turned gloomy. Did Lin Woody really have the strength to contend with him now? Damn it, Lin Woody didn't have such strength a month ago. However, he had improved so much after eating the treasure in the crystal coffin. This made him go crazy with jealousy that was originally his. If he got it, he might be able to break through to the late little saint realm. However, it was snatched away by Lin Woody. How could he tolerate this? Brat, I'm going to drain your blood in a bit and refine it into a divine pill. Then I'll consume it. You can go to hell for me. He kept waving his desolate blade. Both of them clashed fiercely. Every clash felt like the end of the world. Asterisk hong hong hong. Asterisk the people outside the palace had retreated far away. They didn't dare to get close. Morong Ching Cheng and Li Hongxiu had also retreated far away, using a formation to protect themselves. On the other side, Mo Xiu and Grandmaster Spirit Turtle were also anxious. What was going on? How could the 2 of them fight for so long? Was Lin Woody and the other 2 fighting Yu Quan? That shouldn't be the case. How did the strength of these 3 people increase so much? They were all crazy. Lin Xian's arm was numb. He had to admit that Yu Quan was really too powerful. No wonder he could be ranked on the pilgrim list, surpassing many little saints. Indeed, he had his own unique points. His divine body was actually trembling from the beating. However, he thought that Yu Quan wouldn't feel good. He had absolute confidence in his own strength. Yu Quan looked fine on the surface, but his blood and chi were rolling in his body. He even wanted to vomit blood a few times. Ah, damn it. Judging from his physique, was he really an early minor saint? Even an ordinary late little saint wouldn't have such combat strength. Brat, it seems like your physique is really capable of contending against mine. But so what? Next, I won't let you have your way. He retreated. He was not willing to engage in close combat with the other party. He wanted to increase the distance between them and use his powerful cultivation base and divine abilities to kill the other party. Boom. Do you want to leave? Lin Xian snorted coldly. He directly struck out the Tai Chi diagram, as if it had fused with the Tai Chi diagram. The desolate saber collided fiercely with the other party's desolate saber. After that strike, Lin Xian retreated. Blood flowed from his palm. His opponent's desolate saber was very powerful. It even injured his body. However, the other party didn't have it easy either. Sure enough, a crack appeared on Yuquan's palm, and even his bones were exposed. He couldn't hold on to the saber in his hand, and almost dropped it. Not only that, his entire arm was numb. Damn it, what terrifying power! Yuquan clenched his teeth. The people around him sighed in admiration. Too powerful. He could actually contend against Yuquan. This kid was really too ridiculous. Even Li Hongxiu was amazed. To them, the people on the pilgrim list were an insurmountable mountain. However, Lin Xian was able to challenge such an existence. It was like a dream to them. Murong Qingcheng, who was next to them, frowned. She was very worried because Yuquan was more powerful than she had imagined. Next, the two of them attacked again. Yuquan distanced himself from the other party and used his powerful divine abilities and terrifying cultivation base to suppress his opponent. However, Lin Xian was not afraid. Lin Xian was not afraid of using divine abilities either. He used all kinds of divine abilities of his opponent. After all, the power of the great dragon sword soul was not to be underestimated. In the end, Lin Xian used the void escape and instantly disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already behind Yuquan. The death demonic saber in his hand slashed at Yuquan's arm. It seemed that he was going to kill him. Yuquan's pupils constricted. "How dare you?" He roared angrily, and an unparalleled desolate power erupted from his body. A set of desolate battle armor instantly interweaved and covered his body. With a clang, he was sent flying and spat out blood. However, the desolate battle armor on his body did not shatter. What a tough armor! Lin Xian was surprised. Did his opponent still have such a technique? It was no weaker than his divine body. No, it should be maintained for a long time. He guessed that his opponent would have used it as soon as he came. Sure enough, the desolate battle armor slowly disappeared and turned into laws again. Yuquan's expression was extremely ugly. He was injured. He was actually injured by his opponent, and even spat out blood. He could not bear it. He roared at the sky, and his black hair fluttered. The desolate law on his body was even more unparalleled. It was as if a primordial god had been resurrected. He was completely furious. He activated the desolate sword and slashed in all directions. He wanted to completely destroy the Tai Chi diagram. One terrifying aura after another flew out of the array formation, and the entire hall shook violently. Fortunately, the array formation there was terrifying. Otherwise, it would have been destroyed long ago. However, even with that being the case, that aura was still very frightening. It was the Great Desolate Sky Destroyer Slash. It was the ultimate technique of the Great Desolate Mansion. It seemed that Yuquan was really angry. The people of the Akron Hall were horrified. The people of the Great Desolate Mansion clenched their fists. Great! Young master, kill him. Kill Lin Wudi. Lin Xian suffered a great impact. Desolate Sky Destroyer Slash. His physique had suffered tens of millions of collisions, causing the blood in his body to churn. He felt a sweetness in his throat and could not help but vomit blood. However, he forcibly suppressed it. At the same time, an extremely terrifying light burst out from his eyes. Kill. After the Tai Chi diagram. The sword law also burst out. At the same time, a loud dragon roar sounded. It was as if he had turned into a giant dragon and merged with the Tai Chi diagram. Then he rushed forward. The sabers of desolation were shattered into pieces wherever they passed. The 9 heavens and 10 earths trembled again. A terrifying sword Daora spread out. Its power was no weaker than the desolate sword from before. Damn it, this kid still has a trump card. The people of the Acheron Hall were horrified. The people of the great desolate mansion exclaimed, "Young master." They were very worried. Boom, boom, boom. The 2 of them fought fiercely. Yuquan was sent flying again. Lin Xian's sword chi was too terrifying. He could only summon the desolate battle armor again. However, he was sent flying again and vomited blood. Lin Xian was not in a good condition either. Although he had sent the desolate sword flying, the power of the explosion still hit him. This caused some cracks to appear on his body. However, he did not care. His physique recovered very quickly. The 5 elemental laws had all been converted into the wood law, providing him with strong vitality. Those cracks quickly disappeared, although his body was stained with blood. However, his eyes shone even brighter. Chapter 4073. Drip, drip. Blood flowed from the corner of Yuquan's mouth, and his face turned extremely ugly. He was injured once again. Although his opponent was also injured, it was obviously not as serious as his. He did not wipe the blood away, but allowed it to flow freely. At the same time, his palms were constantly forming hand seals. "I never thought that I would be injured by you. With your current strength, you are qualified to be my opponent. However, you have completely angered me. I will let you know the price of injuring me." As he formed a hand seal, the blood suddenly became strange. It fell into the void and disappeared without a trace. The void gradually turned blood red, and a blood-red vortex appeared. "Come out, summon of desolation." Along with his voice, the blood-red whirlpool suddenly expanded, and then 3 figures walked out of the whirlpool. The 3 figures were blurry, as if they did not exist. However, they had truly appeared in that space. The first figure was a middle-aged man with a broken arm. Half of his body was rotten, and his internal organs were visible. The remaining part of his body was wrapped in chains. It was the desolation chain. The aura on his body was abnormally terrifying. The second figure was a woman who looked to be in her 30s. Her upper body was intact, but her lower body was missing. Her upper body was also wrapped in chains. The last figure was an old man. He was intact, but only half of his head was left. However, it did not seem to affect his aura. What was this? Could he summon the people of the great desolate mansion? Lin Xian frowned. It did not seem like it. The clothes they were wearing were very ancient. They seemed to be dead people who had been summoned through some means. The people of the great desolate mansion outside were excited when they heard this. Great summon of desolation. This was the ultimate technique of the great desolate mansion. Every sacred city had their own ultimate techniques, such as the 9 revolutions divine thunder of the Thunder God City, the unparalleled secret skill of the Peerless City. The great desolate mansion was naturally the summon of desolation. The power of desolation was extremely strange and terrifying. Legend had it that there was a desolate land between heaven and earth where countless experts were buried. Their desolate summoning could communicate with the desolate land and summon the people buried there to help them in battle. The stronger one was the more powerful, and the number of people one could summon. With Yuquan's current strength, he could summon 3 late minor saints. Lin Wudi was dead. That's right. Although he was able to contend against Yuquan before, it was now 4 against 1. No matter how strong he was, he wouldn't be able to withstand it. Hearing the discussion, Li Hongxiu and Murong Qingqing's expressions changed. They wanted to rush over to help. Damn it. The secret technique of the great desolate mansion is too despicable. Li Hongxiu clenched her teeth. Murong Qingqing unleashed his phoenix phantom. intending to attack. However, Lin Xian said, "No, don't do anything. Just watch quietly. This is my battle with him." Morong Qingcheng stopped. Li Hongxiu frowned. "Brat, now is not the time to be stubborn." However, Morong Qingcheng said, "Sister Hongxiu, let's just watch from the side. Elder brother Xian has his own pride." Indeed, all geniuses were prideful. This was especially true for geniuses like Lin Xian, who had their own pride. Since he had said that this was his battle to challenge the pilgrim list, he wouldn't rely on other people's strength. He wanted to defeat his opponent with his own strength. "Brat, you're pretty bold. You're still not willing to call for help. Since that's the case, you can die now." Yu Quan's lips curled into a cold smile. It was indeed 4 against 1. But so what? This was his secret technique. As a top saint on the pilgrim list, he wasn't someone to be trifled with. Kill. With a roar, he charged forward with the desolate blade. The 3 figures in front of him also attacked crazily. The man who had lost his left arm and half of his body held a long spear in his right hand. He swung the spear with one hand. The mysterious woman who had lost her legs waved her hands wildly. The last old man, who was missing half a head, was like a god as he engaged in a great battle. Asterisk hong hong hong. Asterisk in an instant. The place where Lin Xian was standing was completely destroyed. Lin Xian received the message. It was a great crisis. Each of the 3 of them was very strong. They were the true late minor saints. Together with Yu Quan, this was a situation where death was inevitable. No wonder so many late minor saints couldn't challenge Yu Quan. This was his true trump card. Arg. Lin Xian pushed his divine body to the extreme. The black Qilin tattoo covered his body as he shuttled back and forth, but in an instant he still charged forward. The 4 of them were too strong. Fortunately, he had mastered a spatial divine ability, the void escape. Therefore, he was able to contend with them. His figure appeared and disappeared mysteriously. However, this place had limited space after all. He couldn't escape completely. The power of the 4 people filled the entire space. "Brat, it's useless. Where can you escape to?" Yu Quan smiled proudly. "Do you think you're the only one who challenged me? How many people have challenged me over the years, but they all died under my blade. Today, you're no exception. We, the people on the pilgrim list, are invincible. As long as we quit, no one can challenge us." Their voices were getting more and more condensed. The 4 of them unleashed their power at the same time. Lin Xian was pushed back. The Tai Chi diagram in front of him dimmed a lot. This time, he was also seriously injured. He was too careless. He knew that every sacred city had a unique secret technique, but he didn't expect that his opponent's technique could summon people. Moreover, he could summon 3 of them. However, he wouldn't back down. The death devil saber in his hand kept slashing out, killing Mountain Taoist. However, Yu Quan sneered. "It's useless. They are already dead. You can't take away their lives." After saying that, his figure swayed and he retreated. The old man with half of his head stood in front of him, blocking the attack for him. "Don't even think about taking away my life. The 3 of them are completely obedient to me. They can protect me at any time. So, Lin Wudi, what are you going to use to fight me? You can die now." Sure enough, Lin Xian's death devil saber could only attack these people physically. It couldn't take away their lives, because these people had no life to begin with. Then use the great sun sword. Lin Xian roared. The golden flames and the sun law condensed, forming the great sun sword and sweeping in all directions. Since they were dead, they were afraid of the power of the sun. His divine flames and laws could definitely make these people collapse. Sure enough, these people were affected. Their strength was suppressed. However, they were only suppressed. Yu Quan said, "They are not ordinary dead people. Although you can suppress them, you can't kill them. If it's one person, he won't be your match. But with 3 people and me. Do you think you can completely suppress them with your son-in-law? They all have the power of desolation. Chapter 4074. Ha! Great. Lin Wudy is going to die. Outside the palace, the people of the great desolate mansion laughed triumphantly. Qing Shan and the others were extremely nervous. Lin Gongzi, Li Hongxiu, and Morong Qingcheng were also extremely nervous. Is this kid really going to be all right? They wondered if it was too early for him to challenge the Pilgrim Tai. At least he should wait until he reached the intermediate minor saint realm. Inside the formation, Lin Xian's face was cold. He was thinking about how to deal with his opponents. His opponents were not afraid of the law of death. He could suppress the law of sun, but only to a certain extent. His opponents had a huge advantage in numbers. Illusions. He could use multiple divine abilities to fight. He could even create thousands of illusions to attack. But so what? This was his power. It was divided into thousands of parts. It was different from the power his opponents could summon. He could deal with other people, but not those who were on the Pilgrim Tai. In that case, there were only 2 options left. First, he could kill Yu Quan with the help of these 3 people. However, this was obviously not very likely. The last way was to make these 3 people disappear. Since they were summoned, it was impossible for them to stay here for a long time. There must be a condition for them to summon them. There must be some kind of connection. He was confident that he could defeat Yu Quan as long as these 3 people disappeared. With that thought in mind, Lin Xian took a deep breath. His eyes shone with a terrifying light. His golden pupils filled the entire space. Seeing this, Yu Quan hid behind the 3 desolate figures. Kid, are you trying to use your eye technique? I've been guarding against it. I won't fall for your soul attack. Lin Xian snorted. He did not attack, but looked for them. Where on earth did these people come from and teleport over? Soon he found them. These people all had unique characteristics. Even though they were all damaged, the common point was that they all had desolate chains on their bodies. Lin Xian could search for them by following the chain. Sure enough, although the desolate chain was hidden in the void, Lin Xian still found it. What will happen if I break these chains? Lin Xian's eyes flashed with a cold light. The death demonic blade and the sun sword were instantly covered by a layer of dragon shadows. Its power became even more terrifying. Furthermore, it was capable of destroying everything. Lin Xian attacked. He spun the Taiji diagram and covered his body. Then he quickly charged out. Useless brat, go to hell. Yu Quan rushed over with 3 figures, and the battle was extremely intense. Lin Xian was injured in an instant, and his body was torn apart. The Taiji diagram dimmed, and blood dyed the sky. However, he didn't care in the slightest. Instead, he frantically attacked the chains hidden in the void. Clang! Clang! Shocked voices rang out. The 3 desolates suddenly let out frenzied roars. A terrifying aura of desolation filled their eyes. Damn it! Yu Quan was stupefied. You dare! He charged out, forcing Lin Xian to retreat, unable to continue attacking. However, Lin Xian sneered. He had found his opponent's weakness. This method was a fatal threat to his opponent. Otherwise, Yu Quan wouldn't be so irritable. There was a huge loophole in this ability of yours. Lin Xian smiled. Watch how I break it. Yu Quan's expression was incomparably cold. Loophole? He admitted that any attack had loopholes. But so what? There were some loopholes that one could know, and there were some that one couldn't do even if one knew. For example, the chains of the Great Desolation Summoning were indeed fatal. However, these chains were only wrapped around the 3 of them. The other places were hidden in the void. Who could see them? Moreover, it wasn't a simple concealment. Even if one disrupted time and space, it would be difficult to damage these chains. Unless one was a powerful sacred venerate or a sacred king, one could directly destroy these three people with terrifying power. Therefore, this loophole was basically not a loophole. However, he didn't expect that not only did his opponents see his hidden chains, but he could also damage the three chains. What was going on? How did his opponent's sword chi pass through the void? What about the desolation chains? Damn it, this was something that he had never experienced in his life. Not to mention him, probably no one else in the great desolate mansion had experienced it before. Kill. This time, Yu Quan took the lead to attack, and the three desolate figures assisted from the side. Previously, he had been hiding behind the three of them, but now it seemed that he had to take the initiative to attack. He wouldn't let this kid attack again. Lin Xian snorted coldly, and an extremely terrifying light suddenly burst out from his eyes. Eye technique, all spring and autumn. Although Yu Quan tried his best to guard against it, this was no ordinary eye technique. It was the heavenly secret divine eyes. Therefore, he was also affected by the soul attack in an instant. Although it was only for 2 seconds he could escape. However, these 2 seconds were enough for Lin Xian. Lin Xian roared, and a crazy surge of power flowed on the death demonic saber and the great sun sword. Then he unleashed endless dragon-shaped sword chi. Clang, clang, clang. A deafening sound rang out. Finally, the chains were cut by him. 2 seconds later, Yu Quan had just escaped from the soul attack. However, in the next moment his face turned green. Damn it! He could feel that his control over the three desolate figures was gradually disappearing. You actually severed the desolate chains. The chains on the three desolate figures also fell off. They roared crazily, and a strange light appeared in their eyes as they stared at Yu Quan. Yu Quan took 2 steps back, roared angrily, and formed a seal with his palms. The summoning ended. A roar sounded. In the void, a terrifying vortex appeared and enveloped the three desolate figures. The three of them vanished into the whirlpool, as if they had turned into ashes. Without the chains, you can't control them, right? Lin Xian said coldly. Damn it! On the other side, Yu Quan kept trembling. He was really mad. Was Yi Fuqian really able to destroy the summoning? That was simply too unbelievable. How did you do it? Yu Quan didn't believe it. He guessed that even the sacred sage couldn't do it. The sacred sage could beat him, but the sacred sage used extremely strong power to suppress and kill the three desolate figures. It was impossible to break the chains. It was even impossible to find the chains. After all, this was not his divine power, but the great desolate mansion which had been passed down for tens of thousands of years. It was impossible for there to be such a flaw. You don't need to know how I did it. You only need to know that you have lost this battle. Lin Xian pointed his sword forward. Humph! You just broke my great desolate summon. How can I lose? You lost the previous battle and were seriously injured. I still have many divine powers that I haven't used. How can you fight me? Yu Quan also stood up and roared with all his might. Chapter 4075. Oh, is that so? Hearing this, Lin Xian smiled. Coincidentally, I also have many divine abilities that I haven't used yet. Let's see who's going to win in the end. Humph! Yu Quan snorted coldly. His eyes were filled with killing intent as he formed another seal with his palms. The aura of desolation spread out and shook the 9 heavens. The endless aura of desolation combined with the laws quickly condensed in front of him. It seemed that he was evolving into something. Not long after, a behemoth appeared, and its aura soared into the sky. Lin Xian frowned. It was a canyon. The power it carried was very strange. When the people outside the palace sensed it, their hair stood on end. Great, the young master has used a new divine ability again. The people from the great desolate mansion exclaimed. Morong Chingcheng and Li Hongxiu also exclaimed. Does Yu Quan still have a terrifying trump card? Kid, you're lucky to be able to break my desolation summon, but so what? In front of absolute strength, you still have to kneel. You're not my opponent at all. Is that so? You keep saying that I'm no match for you, but after fighting for so long, can you do anything to me? Didn't I break your greatest trump card? You call that not your opponent? Moreover, I'm one realm lower than you, and I've cultivated for hundreds or thousands of years less than you. What do you have to be proud of? If we're in the same realm, I'll kill you like a dog. You're courting death. Yu Quan roared, and the murderous aura on his body surged. The blood-colored laws surged between heaven and earth. He was really angry. This poked at his sore spot. Indeed, in the past, he had always been the one to fight and kill powerful enemies. Now, there was someone who was fighting against him. Moreover, the two of them were evenly matched. He could not accept this. He roared, Kid, it's time for you to die. Buzz. The desolate Grand Canyon descended crazily and shrouded Lin Xian. Endless aura of desolation filled the air, and it seemed that it wanted to pull Lin Xian into the desolate Grand Canyon. It was going to completely refine him. Buzz. Lin Xian coldly snorted. The Taiji diagram rotated above his head, and the 9-yang divine body released 10,000 rays of light. It's useless. Your trump card is useless in front of me. Now, I'll let you see my trump card. With a roar, the great dragon sword soul roared, forming a sword Tao world that pressed down on the desolate canyon. At the same time, he used the power of the great dragon sword soul to strengthen the Taiji diagram. This time, it wasn't the yin-yang sword that flew out. Instead, it was the Taiji diagram that split open, drawing two figures. One of them was pitch black and held the death demonic blade. The other figure was like a god of war and held the sun god sword. Kill. Two figures rushed out in a frenzy. Lin Xian was even more unrestrained as he continuously unleashed sword qi and transformed it into divine abilities. Wasn't the other party able to summon the desolate man? Although he couldn't summon the desolate man, he wanted to use the great dragon sword spirit to simulate a similar ability. That was simple. Humph, you want to trap me with a mere clone? Yu Quan snorted coldly. He struck out with the desolate palm to resist. However, they soon realized that it wasn't as simple as just a clone. What was even more terrifying was that Lin Xian directly activated an unparalleled secret technique and struck out with 5 times the strength. The sword Tao world instantly sent the desolate canyon flying. Furthermore, the two human figures, one black and one white, suddenly burst forth with light. Their bodies split apart, and countless dragon silhouettes appeared from their bodies. They intertwined with each other like the 10,000 dragons diagram, and it was the yin-yang 10,000 dragons diagram. It directly enveloped Yu Quan. You want to refine me? I'll let you have a taste of being refined. Lin Xian roared, and the Taiji diagram completely erupted. Boom, boom, boom. It was filled with the power of the dragon-shaped sword qi. Coupled with the laws of yin and yang, it was really powerful to the extreme. No matter how strong Yu Quan was, he was still affected at this moment. He screamed crazily. Buzz, desolate armor. It instantly appeared on his body to block. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Crack! With a roar, the yin-yang 10,000 dragons diagram exploded, directly shattering the desolate armor. Yu Quan was also sent flying while vomiting blood. His hair was disheveled as he took out 2 pills and swallowed them. The strength in his body was rapidly recovering. Kid, my foundation is limitless. What do you have to fight me with? Even if I have to exhaust you today, I'll exhaust you to death. You want to exhaust me with just you alone? Nirvana, with a roar endless nine suns divine fire burned fiercely, enveloping his body. In the next moment, his strength was rapidly recovering. No, damn it. You actually know this kind of divine ability. Isn't this the great divine ability of the Phoenix clan? How can you? Yukwon screamed in horror. The Phoenix's nirvana could instantly recover. But how could this kid know it too? Xian snorted coldly. This is my self-created divine ability. Can I do it? Self-created divine abilities. You can even create divine abilities. He screamed even more. Divine abilities were usually passed down through generations. It wasn't that they couldn't create divine abilities, but the divine abilities created at a low realm were too trashy and full of loopholes. Only those with a high realm could do it. For example, sage kings or great sages. You're just a small saint, yet you're already creating divine abilities? Moreover, it's so powerful. Whoosh. Lin Xian came out of the flames, and the aura on his body became stronger again. Now, who would exhaust who to death? He punched in all directions, and the void in front of him kept shattering. Damn it! The two erupted again and engaged in an intense battle. Lin Xian used all kinds of divine abilities, some of which were from Thunder God City, the Golden Crow clan, and even the Peacock clan. Yukwon was so scared that he screamed crazily. In the end, Yochuen's body was shattered. He was also a ruthless person. His shattered body directly exploded, injuring Lin Xian. Several cracks appeared on Lin Xian's body, which was extremely terrifying. However, his eyes were even brighter. The law of wood of the 5 elemental laws provided him with a crazy amount of power. Moreover, the immortality technique was circulating rapidly. At this moment, his divine body finally displayed its superpower. It actually healed at an extremely fast speed. On the opposite side, Yukwon also healed, but he was seriously injured. His face was incomparably pale, and his aura was much weaker than before. Boy, I really can't believe that you can force me to this extent, but you will definitely die. Speaking of this, he took out a 3-foot-long saber. The desolate aura on it was very terrifying. It was also a desolate saber, but it was not created by the law. It was a real sacred artifact. Moreover, it was a sacred artifact used by a sacred venerable. I didn't want to use it because I can fight against everything with my own strength, but you let me use this treasure today. You can die in peace. As soon as the desolate saber appeared, it displayed an unparalleled aura. The terrifying power made everyone's scalp tingle. This aura, even Morong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu's expressions changed. On the other side, Mo Xiu, who was trapped by the array, screamed. A Sun-class sacred artifact. Yukwon had already taken out such a trump card? What had he experienced? Was he going to be defeated? Chapter 4076. Mo Xiu was shocked. Not every saint had a saint tool. It was extremely powerful. Generally speaking, those below the minor saint realm would use a moon divine tool. Even minor saints would only use a moon divine tool. The Lord had some powerful saint weapons. They were sun-level saint weapons, and their power was far beyond that of moon-level saint weapons. Unexpectedly, Yukwon had one too. Hee. That Lin Wudi is definitely dead. The people of the Yellow Spring Palace in the great desolate mansion revealed a sinister smile. Even Mo Xiu snorted coldly. In his opinion, it was impossible for Lin Wudi to survive after taking out such a trump card. Lin Xian snorted coldly. A Sun Divine tool? Is this your final trump card? However, do you think I don't have one? Lin Xian smiled. If it was any other trump card, he might have to use some other means. However, Lin Wudi was reckless and wanted to compete with him with a saint tool. So, what if it's a saint tool? He had a great saint tool in his hand. Kid, It's useless. I know you have a pagoda with strong defense. It should be a sun divine tool. However, you can't use it with your strength. However, I can already control this desolate blade. Therefore, you're not my opponent at all. Yu Quan sneered. The law on his body flowed rapidly. He poured all of his energy into the desolate blade. This blade could destroy the heavens and earth. It was terrifying to the extreme. The heavens and earth were instantly split apart. In fact, the surrounding spirit formations were also shattering nonstop. Retreat! Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu left the palace and retreated far away. The people outside had already retreated far away. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He also sensed a fatal danger. He instantly took out the great sage pagoda and blocked in front of him. Indeed, Mo Xiu was right. He couldn't fully control the great sage pagoda. However, so what? He only needed to use it for defense. He had other means to attack. Today, he would show Mo Xiu his trump card. After blocking the attack, a dragon-shaped sword shadow appeared in Lin Xian's hand, which he held in his hand. Slash! The sword fell. The heavens and earth cracked. The power here was extremely strong. The formation around them shattered in an instant. Master Spirit Turtle and Mo Xiu rushed out. They didn't go forward at all. Instead, they fled as if they had gone mad. The reason for that was because this power was simply too terrifying. They were already a threat to them. Damn it, what exactly did this brat have on him? Their expressions were unsightly. They hoped that Yu Quan would be able to block it. Boom, boom. When Lin Xian used the great sage to block the desolate saber, Yu Quan was stunned. It was indeed this pagoda. However, so what? He was confident that he could send the pagoda flying. Next, it was time for this brat to die. However, before he could make a move, an even more terrifying aura emanated from the other party's hand. What was that? Yu Quan's pupils shrank when he saw the dragon-shaped sword shadow. Not good. The other party still had a trump card. That aura did not seem to be any weaker than his desolate blade. Humph! He frantically activated his desolate saber, and countless saber shadows fell downwards. Chop! At the same time, Lin Xian's huge dragon-shaped sword shadow also rushed out. The terrifying dragon-shaped sword, Qi soared into the sky. When the two collided, the palace was instantly torn apart. The surrounding formations were also constantly shattered. The entire bottom of the lake was violently boiling. Terrifying laws and saber lights and sword shadows rarely came from all directions. At that moment, everyone was pushed far away, outside the clear moon lake. The surrounding sages were all waiting by the lake. However, their expressions suddenly changed. They realized that the calm lake water was violently churning. A terrifying aura quickly surged out from under the water. Not good. Something is coming out. Retreat quickly. These people frantically fled. In the next moment, the entire lake was completely smashed apart. The terrifying sword Qi pierced through the sky. The terrifying saber light swept across the sky. Some of the slower ones were instantly split in half by the force. They screamed crazily. The others were also shocked. Damn it, what was this? Saber lights and sword shadows. Someone was fighting. Who was it? Was it the sacred venerables fighting? The aura was too terrifying. The terrifying force lasted for a long time. The entire clear moon lake was split into pieces. Below, Mo Xiu, Master Spirit Turtle, Murong Qingcheng, Li Hongxiu, and the others all looked on nervously. They wanted to see what the final outcome of this battle would be. Finally, the terrifying saber lights and sword shadows, as well as the laws, slowly disappeared. 3 figures could be seen. Everyone was stunned. Why was there another person? Was it Mo Xiu? They took a closer look and then sucked in a breath of cold air. No, it wasn't him. The first figure was Lin Xian. The dragon-shaped sword shadow in Lin Xian's hand emitted a terrifying aura. Lin Xian's face was extremely pale. Using the ultimate power of the great dragon sword soul was also a huge drain on him. However, he was not injured. The great sage pagoda in front of him blocked the impact. The two figures opposite him were Yu Quan. She was split in half. Blood and internal organs flowed out. The desolate blade floated beside her, but it still could not protect her. Yu Quan screamed crazily. This time, not only was his body split in half, but his soul was also split in half. The pain made him hover between life and death. Moreover, what was even more terrifying was that no matter what treasures he consumed, he could not heal his body, let alone his soul. Therefore, he could only let the two halves of his body float. What kind of sword chi was that? It was too powerful. Even the 10,000 Swords Pavilion could not perform such a sword technique. Run! Yu Quan did not dare to say anything. The two halves of his body wrapped around the desolate blade and instantly escaped. Trying to escape, Lin Xian snorted and chased after him. How could he miss such a good opportunity? Another dragon-shaped sword shadow slashed out. The terrifying sword chi fell from the sky. Clang! Yu Quan's body was split into 4 halves. He screamed crazily again. Damn it! He was in extreme danger now. His life force was very weak. Fortunately, the sun-grayed desolate blade was still with him. With the last of his strength, he finally managed to kill his way out of the clear moon lake. The people outside were all bewildered. Who exactly was fighting? In the next moment, they saw a shattered figure charging out with a long saber in his hand. These people did not recognize him at first. However, when they saw his clothes and saint weapon, they all screamed. Yu Quan, he was seriously injured and was about to be killed. Who was it? Was there a saint venerable below? Yu Quan was a genius on the saint ranking. Although he was only a mid-minor saint, he could defeat a late minor saint. No one below the Saint Venerable was his match. Now, he was in such a sorry state. It made people suspect that perhaps only a Saint Venerable could make him so miserable. You can't run away. A voice sounded again. Then, the surface of the lake was smashed open. A man stepped in the air, holding a dragon-shaped sword shadow in his hand. He was extremely powerful. Chapter 4077. Heavens! It was Lin Wudi. He was chasing after Yu Quan. It can't be, right? Did he seriously injure Yu Quan? Everyone was going crazy. Had Lin Wudi started to challenge the pilgrim list? And from the looks of it, he had succeeded. In front, Yu Quan quickly fled to the back. Lin Xian chased after him crazily. The two of them flew far away in an instant. During this period, no one dared to stop them. It was over. The dragon-shaped sword in Lin Xian's hand bloomed with incomparable light. Yu Quan was scared out of his wits. "Elder, save me." He roared crazily. Half of his blood was burning, piercing through heaven and earth, and enveloping the entire void. In the distance, a terrifying aura came over. Then, a large palm slapped over and collided with the dragon-shaped sword chi. With a clang, Lin Xian was forced back, and the large palm was also blocked. However, in the next moment, an even more terrifying aura surged over. "Whoever dares to hurt the people of the great desolate mansion, I will tear him into pieces." The terrifying voice was like a clap of thunder. Lin Xian's blood boiled. He frowned. A sacred venerate. Crack, crack. The void split open, and an expert walked out. It was a sacred venerate. He had seen this person before in Qingshan City. Back then, he had seen 9 sacred venerates in the first palace of Qingshan City, and this person was one of them. He did not expect this person to come as well. The people behind wanted to follow and see how the battle was going. However, they did not expect a sacred venerate to appear. They were so scared that their scalps went numb, and they hid in the distance, trembling. Lin Xian's face was also cold. It seemed that it was impossible to kill the other party this time. However, he had seriously injured the other party this time, which proved his strength. In the future, the other party would no longer be his opponent. Even if such a person was alive, he would not be a threat to him. "Elder, kill him. Help me kill him." Yu Quan screamed crazily. When the elder saw Yu Quan's miserable appearance, his face became incomparably cold. His eyes were filled with incomparable killing intent. A terrifying palm slapped out. This strike was earth-shattering. Nothing could stop it. This was the attack of the saint. Lin Xian had long since been prepared. When he saw the other party make a move, he immediately used the void escape technique and quickly fled to a remote location. Before entering the great sacred tower, the shock waves sent the grand sage tower flying. Lin Xian was in the great sage tower, his face cold. He was not injured, but with his current strength, he was still unable to contend against a saint venerable. Moreover, he didn't expect the other party to make such a public move. So despicable. Older brother Xian. Behind them, Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu rushed over. Seeing the scene, he was also incomparably nervous. Lin Xian stretched out his hand and took the two in. Then he said, "Let's go." The great sage pagoda turned into a stream of light and pierced through the 9 heavens. Trying to leave? Was that even possible? Since the Lord had made his move, he did not plan to let Lin Xian and the others leave. That huge hand covered the sky and the earth, directly locking down the void. The space within his palm had been completely shattered. Only the great sage pagoda was still floating. However, he was also sealed and could not escape. Lin Xian snorted coldly and roared crazily, "Give me your strength." Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu gave him their strength. The 3 of them poured their strength into the dragon-shaped sword energy. The sword slashed open the sealed void, opening a crack. Then the great sage pagoda tore open the crack and rushed in. Did he escape? The great desolate mansion's Saint Venerable was stunned. He did not expect that the other party could escape from his hands. When he wanted to make a move, he realized that it was already too late. At this moment, the remaining dragon-shaped battle energy on Yu Quan's body suddenly smashed open. It caused the 4 halves of his body to turn into a bloody mist once more. The Saint Venerable's face turned cold when he heard the miserable sound. Humph! He snorted coldly, his face cold. He did not make another move. Instead, he quickly left with Yu Quan. There was only a terrifying energy between heaven and earth. Everyone was stunned. The scene that had just happened was like a dream. Lin Wuti and Yu Quan fought, and Yu Quan was defeated. Moreover, he was killed miserably. If the Saint Venerable did not come in the end, Yu Quan would have died. It was really unbelievable. They knew that from now on, the pilgrim list would rewrite history. Yu Quan fell from the list, and Lin Wuti killed his way up. What shocked them even more was that the great desolate mansion's Saint Venerable did not care about anything and attacked. He wanted to kill Lin Wuti. However, what was even more shocking was that Lin Wuti had actually escaped. An early little saint escaped from the hands of a Saint Venerable. It was like a dream. They could not believe it. The news spread out in an instant. Those people went crazy when they heard about it. Lin Wuti was already a member of the pilgrim list. Mo Xiu's face was incomparably cold. So was Master Spirit Turtle, who was gnashing his teeth. Not only was Lin Wuti powerful, but his attainment in formations was also far beyond him. "No, I have to kill this kid." Master Spirit Turtle and the others wanted to kill Lin Xian. On the other side, Mo Xiu had also started to make his move. Such a person made him extremely uneasy. In a mountain range, Those enchanting women were also surprised when they heard the news. They looked at the figure in front of them. Qin Sienna stood in front of them, looking equally shocked. Lin Wuti had successfully entered the list. It was really surprising. Wasn't this speed a little too fast? On the other side, a man stood with his hands behind his back. Behind him, his followers were quickly passing on the news. Chao Tianxing's eyes flickered when he heard the news. Is this day finally coming? Lin Wuti. Interesting. Wan Jianyi harumphed coldly when he heard the news. That trash Yuquan couldn't even defeat an early little saint. What a disgrace to the pilgrim list. But has he finally entered the pilgrim list? Then I can make my move. Previously, although Wan Jianyi was unhappy, he thought that Lin Xian's cultivation base and identity were too weak to make a move. But now Lin Wuti had finally entered the pilgrim list. In other words, Lin Wuti was qualified for him to make a move. He would make Lin Wuti the shortest time to enter the pilgrim list, because Lin Wuti would die in his hands. In fact, even those holy venerates had gloomy and cold expressions on their faces. They knew that if they had the chance, they would have to deal with Lin Wuti in the Green Mountain world. On the other side, a pagoda landed in the vast mountain range. Lin Xian was still cultivating in seclusion. He had also suffered serious injuries in the previous battle. After all, Yuquan was a powerful enemy. It wasn't easy for him to win. So he had to recover well. Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu were also guarding beside him. Half a month later, Lin Xian opened his eyes and exhaled. Fortunately, they had explored a lot of treasures in the Green Mountain world. With so many heavenly treasures, he could recover to his peak in half a month. You're awake, Brother Xian. Murong Qingcheng was overjoyed. Li Hongxiu also came out from outside. How do you feel? Are your injuries healed? Chapter 4078. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, he had recovered to his peak. Although he was injured in the previous battle, he didn't injure his foundation, so he recovered quite quickly. However, it was the Saint Venerables who attacked in the end, which made his expression extremely cold. If there was a chance, he wouldn't let these Saint Venerables go. Next, the three of them continued to search for treasures according to the map. After another half a month, they received a piece of news. Have you heard? There is a peak in Green Mountain World, Sunset Peak. It is said that an incredible treasure has appeared there. Yes, I heard that a few Saint Venerables have gone there. Let's go take a look. Yes, even if there aren't many treasures, it's not a loss to be able to see some big scenes. Many people flew towards the Sunset Peak. After Lin Xian and the others heard this, they also stopped. Sunset Peak, Saint Venerables. They spread out the map and searched. Soon, they narrowed their eyes. There was indeed a peak in the center of Green Mountain World, Sunset Peak. Moreover, according to the mark on the map, Sunset Peak was much bigger than Clear Moon Lake. This meant that there was indeed something incredible on Sunset Peak. Brother Xian, should we go there? Murong Qingcheng asked. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He looked at the map carefully and said, I have an idea. Li Hongxiu was looking forward to it. Lin Xian said, we have already collected about a third of the Hell Map treasures in Green Mountain World. There are still a lot left. If we go to Sunset Peak, we will clash with the Saint Venerables. Even if we have the map and can find the treasures, we will be targeted by the Saint Venerables. It is very likely that we will be hunted down for the rest of the time. Therefore, I have decided to go to Sunset Peak myself. The two of you will search for the other treasures. Anyway, you have the map in your minds and know how to crack it. With your strength, there shouldn't be a problem. Moreover, those Saint Venerables will probably go to Sunset Peak. You will be safer. Indeed, the three of them knew how to crack the array here. It was a bit of a waste to gather together, especially at this juncture. All right, be careful. Murong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu nodded. none of them were little girls. They were all blessed by the heavens, so they didn't feel too conflicted about this issue. With the great sage tower, Lin Xian would be fine. If the three of them split up, more treasures would fall into their pockets. After discussing, Lin Xian went to the Sunset Peak, Morong Qingcheng went to the east, and Li Hongxiu went to the north. The three of them split up into three groups. After Morong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu left, Lin Xian took a deep breath. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Saint Venerable of the great desolate mansion, you better not go to the Dawnfall Peak. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. The fact that the other party dared to make a move to kill him had indeed infuriated him. If the other party dared to appear, he would use the map advantage to teach the other party a lesson. The Sunset Peak was the #1 peak in the Green Mountain world. The mountain peak towered into the clouds. The surrounding mountain ranges were continuous and magnificent. At this moment, countless people had gathered near Dawnfall Peak because it was said that there was an extraordinary treasure here. Even the holy venerables had come. How could the others not come? The Sunset Peak hadn't been breached yet, but many treasures had appeared in the mountains around the Sunset Peak. It caused a massacre in a valley in a mountain range. Dozens of figures were fighting with each other. There were constant roars and terrifying roars of thunder. It turned out that the people of Thunder God City and Thousand Demon City were fighting. Previously, these two holy cities were jackals of the same tribe and colluded with each other. Who would have thought that, in the face of benefits, they would turn against each other? Both sides were fighting fiercely. At this moment, nearly 100 sword lights streaked across the sky and stopped above the valley. Each sword light transformed into a swordsman, and the aura on their bodies was incomparably terrifying. Over 100 sword saints from the Thousand Swords Pavilion appeared together. The leader was Wan Jianni, and there were many people beside him. One of them had a pale face. There were many wounds on his body, and his arms were broken. This person was Zhang Xiongfei. At this stage, it was very easy for a saint to recover from a broken arm or leg. However, he hadn't recovered yet. This meant that Qi Song was too strong previously and caused the other party's foundation to be damaged. Until now, he hadn't fully recovered. Below, Thunder God City and the people of Thousand Demon City felt the aura of over 100 sword saints above them, and their faces became incomparably ugly. They didn't continue to fight, and instead, they stopped. The people of the Thousand Swords Pavilion actually wanted to snatch food from the tiger's mouth. Do they want to join forces? An elder from Thunder God City asked. An expert from Thousand Demon City said, "Of course, we can't let others interfere in our battle." Previously, they were still fighting to the death, but now they actually joined forces. However, it was useless. Both sides only had 30 people, and there were more than 100 sword saints above them. This was a huge gap. Sure enough, when those sword saints attacked, the experts of Thunder God City and Thousand Demon City below them collapsed in an instant. Run. They no longer cared about anything else, and turned around to escape. A group of chickens and pottery dogs, unable to withstand a single blow. Wan Jianni sneered and brought his people down. After these people descended, their eyes also lit up. There were indeed many good things in the valley. Wan Jianni waved his hand, and those sword saints began to crazily snatch. They wanted to leave no one behind. At this moment, the situation changed and someone screamed. They realized that the treasures in front of them had disappeared into thin air. Damn it, who was it? Who was secretly attacking? Zhang Xiongfei also roared crazily. Wan Jianni also snorted coldly. He slashed out with his sword, and thousands of sword qi rushed in all directions. At this moment, a voice sounded. You want to take it all for yourself? Your appetite is a little too big. The sword light that filled the sky disappeared, and the void was shattered. However, A figure walked out unscathed. He was wearing a starry sky blue robe, and he was extraordinarily handsome. His eyes were as deep as the night sky. Seeing this person, many sword saints sucked in a cold breath. Gu Feng, even one Jianni furrowed his brows. Gu Feng was the same as him, also a genius on the pilgrim list. Moreover, what was more terrifying was that the other party was a space element expert. Space was king, and the law of space appeared and disappeared mysteriously. This was not nonsense. The other party dared to face over 100 sword saints alone. Just this confidence alone was not something that anyone could have. However, Wan Jianni was not afraid of the other party. He had always been arrogant. So what if the other party was a space element expert? He was very confident in his swordsmanship. Gu Feng, others may be afraid of you, but I am not. You want to snatch something in front of me? Impossible. I want this valley. You can change to another one. What an arrogant tone. There is nothing that I can't take away. At this point, Gu Feng waved his hand, and the treasures and spirit herbs below were instantly devoured by space. How dare you? Wan Jianni was angry, and those sword saints also counterattacked. In an instant, thousands of sword qi charged toward Gu Feng. Chapter 4079. Gu Feng laughed out loud. He stood there, and 18 black holes appeared around him. They were incomparably dark and connected to the universe. Those sword qi were completely swallowed by the black holes and transmitted into the universe. They couldn't hurt him at all. Spatial black holes. Many sword saints were terrified. With over 100 of them attacking, it was enough to beat anyone. Even the geniuses on the pilgrim list might not be able to fight against so many of them. However, that man was standing there by himself. Merely by using his spatial ability, he was able to completely devour their swords. This method was heaven-defying. No wonder they couldn't provoke spatial powerhouses. Humph! The 100 sword saints were terrified. However, Wan Jianni snorted coldly and slashed out with the long sword in his hand. The sword in Wan Jianni's hand was incomparably green. It was the dragon-slaying sword. Its power was extremely terrifying. It was a sun-class sacred artifact. When this sword slashed out, cracks appeared on the 18 black holes. It seemed that the 18 black holes couldn't completely divert his sword light. Sure enough, the 18 black holes were completely split open in an instant. A biting cold sword light swept towards Gu Feng and enveloped him. Great! The people of the Wan Jianni pavilion were overjoyed. However, Wan Jianni frowned. The sword light flashed and slashed the other party's body, but no blood flowed out. This meant that the other party had used spatial magic to dodge. At this moment, Gu Feng in the sky suddenly disappeared. Behind Wan Jianni, a black spatial crack appeared. Then, Gu Feng attacked. A finger pointed at the other party's back. Wan Jianni didn't dare to be careless. He instantly activated 10,000 swords convergence. The two fought fiercely. The other 100 spirit sword saints were all stunned. They couldn't do anything in this battle, because Gu Feng wasn't someone else. If it was someone else, they could attack together. However, the other party's spatial magic turned all their attacks into flowing water. Therefore, they could only watch from the sidelines. Around the valley, countless mountains collapsed, the earth cracked, and the sky shattered. However, there were a few figures standing on 2 mountain peaks. They suppressed the mountain range under their feet, preventing it from shattering. On one of the mountain ranges, there were many enchanting women. The one leading them was Qin Xiener. At this moment, she was watching the battle. On the other side was Chao Tiansheng, who had his hands behind his back. His eyes flickered with a mysterious aura. The followers behind him said, "Young master, who do you think will win this battle?" "It's hard to say." Chao Tiansheng shook his head slightly. These two people have never used their real trump cards, so I can't tell. Without taking his trump cards into consideration, Gu Feng was probably slightly stronger. Indeed, in front of the spatial laws, ordinary laws would be inferior. However, no one believed that Wan Jinni did not have a trump card. Up ahead, the battle between the two of them was extremely intense. All sorts of sword chi emerged one after another. Wan Jinni was truly like a sword god. Each of his attacks was powerful enough to kill a late little saint. As for Gu Feng, he was even more mysterious, appearing and disappearing unpredictably. It was as if the entire world had become his training ground. He had become the ruler of this world, and every time he would be able to narrowly dodge the attacks. Not only that, but he also unleashed all sorts of terrifying spatial divine abilities to attack Wan Jinni. It was only because Wan Jinni was strong. If it were anyone else, they would have been defeated long ago. This Wan Jinni was too strong. His strength was at the late minor saint realm, which was one realm higher than Yuquan. One could imagine how terrifying his strength was. Rumor had it that he could even fight against a saint sovereign. Just when everyone thought that the battle would last for 3 days and 3 nights, the battle would be difficult to determine. Suddenly, a dazzling light erupted from the Dawnfall Peak, attracting everyone's attention. Saint sovereigns! They had made their move, charging towards the Dawnfall Peak. Even Wan Jinni and Gu Feng had stopped. Wan Jinni looked at the dazzling mountain range and said in a deep voice, "Let's stop this battle temporarily. We'll fight again after the Dawnfall Peak is over." "What do you think?" "I agree." Gu Feng also nodded. "Let's go." Wan Jinni brought hundreds of sword saints and flew towards the distance. Gu Feng also disappeared into the sky. "Let's go." Qin Xianer and Chao Tianxing brought their own people and flew towards the distance. It could be said that countless experts and geniuses had gathered at the Dawnfall Peak. At the same time, in the mountain range, a man wearing a Taoist robe also stopped. He looked at the peak in the distance with a smile on his face. "Is it finally going to start? Seems like I'm not too late." This Taoist-robed man looked to be in his 20s. He looked very young. His gaze was calm, and his aura was very mysterious. I wonder which sect he's from. Actually, this person was none other than Lin Xian. After Lin Xian separated from Morong Qingcheng and Li Hongxiu, he rushed towards the Dawnfall Peak. He decided to make a scene at the Dawnfall Peak. Of course, he didn't use his real appearance. This was to avoid unnecessary pursuits. He changed his appearance to that of a Taoist priest and walked towards the Dawnfall Peak. At this moment, there were 4 figures standing around the Dawnfall Peak. Among them, the saint sovereign from the great desolate mansion was also here. Yuquan was also here. In the past month, his injuries had already healed. It was the saint sovereign who helped him to extinguish the sword chi. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to extinguish the sword chi without dozens of years of effort. Although his injuries were healed, his face was still pale. The dragon-shaped sword chi had damaged his foundation. He was afraid that he would have to go into seclusion after returning from the Green Mountain world. However, if he could conquer the Dawnfall Peak and obtain the treasures inside, he might be able to recover from his injuries immediately. He might even be able to advance further. This time, he was defeated by Lin Xian. It was a great humiliation to him. He swore that he would make a breakthrough in his cultivation base. He would reach the late minor saint realm. Then, he would defeat his opponent and reclaim his position on the pilgrim list. 4 figures stood around the Dawnfall Peak. 3 of them were saint sovereigns, and 1 of them was Grandmaster Spirit Turtle. He was invited by these saint sovereigns. Although Grandmaster Spirit Turtle was only a mid-minor saint, his attainment in formations was indeed strong. Therefore, he was needed to break the formation. Apart from him, there were many other formation masters who came. However, they were standing at a distance. "All right, Grandmaster Spirit Turtle, you can begin now. One of the Saint Sovereigns from the purple virtual palace spoke. Grandmaster Spirit Turtle nodded. He would break the formation. The other 3 Saint Sovereigns would provide their strength to break the Dawnfall Peak together. Of course, apart from them, the surrounding saints were also mobilized by them to assist them. If necessary, they could work together to break the formation. Everyone was looking forward to it. They were waiting for the moment the formation was broken. At the same time, in the mountain range far away, a figure was looking into the distance. It was Lin Xian. Chapter 4080. A golden light flickered in his eyes again. Spirit Turtle Master? Humph! He sneered. Spirit Turtle Master's attainments in formations were strong, but it was still impossible for him to crack the things inside. According to his speculation, Spirit Turtle Master could only crack the first layer of the formation at most. He would have to rely on him for the rest. He would only have an opportunity when those sacred venerables were in despair. He had to make some preparations in advance. As soon as he followed the information on the map, Lin Xian began to appear in the surroundings. There was a huge formation in the entire Dawnfall Peak. He didn't know what grade it was, but just by looking at the description and the things needed to crack it, he knew that this formation had surpassed the sacred venerables. It might have been set up by the sacred king. Moreover, the entire formation affected a wide area. Not only Dawnfall Peak, but there were formations buried in the ground around Dawnfall Peak. Ordinary people couldn't tell at all. Spirit Turtle Master couldn't tell. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to crack Dawnfall Peak's formation. But he knew. He had the map, so he knew the situation here like the back of his hand. Lin Xian stopped in a mountain range. This place was one of the formations. He didn't crack it. Instead, he directly controlled it according to the information on the map. He could come and go as he pleased. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. Everyone was waiting patiently. Such a formation couldn't be cracked in a short period of time. On the 5th day, in the formation, a red light streaked across the sky and flew outside. Those sacred venerables were also shocked. They looked carefully, but then they retracted their gazes. They could see that it was a weapon, but a broken weapon. Its grade might have been very high in the past, but now it was broken. Therefore, they didn't have to make a move. What they had to do was to completely open up the entire Dawnfall Peak. When the time came, they could take the treasures inside. They didn't move, but the people behind were indeed excited, because they could see that it was very likely to be a treasure. Whoosh, buzz, the light flashed and disappeared into the mountain range below. Go! Many people in the surroundings rose into the air and began to search. But what was that red light? It was so strange that they couldn't lock onto it with their souls. They could only search one by one. 10 meters in front of Lin Xian, a beam of red light suddenly descended and pierced into the ground, continuously trembling. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the red light disappeared. A smile appeared on his face. It was a long spear. Only the spearhead was left, and it was covered with cracks. There was even dark red blood on it. Clearly, it was a broken saint artifact. However, the great Tao intertwined on it could be used to comprehend it. On the other side, Zhang Xiongfei had also joined the search party. He was very excited. He was not only an expert swordsman. Moreover, he had also cultivated an eye technique which was the divine eagle eye. Now, he began to use the eyes of the divine eagle to lock onto the location of the light. He turned into a stream of light and quickly flew over. It didn't attract anyone's attention, which was great. He landed in the mountain range below and saw that there was indeed a broken spearhead in front of him. Great, he wanted to snatch it, but suddenly he was stunned. That was because he discovered that there was another person standing in front of him. It was a man wearing a Taoist robe. It was very mysterious. "Who are you?" Hurry up and get lost. This is my thing. I'm from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Zhang Xiongfei instantly revealed his identity. Not many people here dared to go against the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Lin Xian had a strange expression. Zhang Xiongfei? He didn't expect to meet him here again. Moreover, he saw that the other party was injured. It was obvious that he had been hunted down. You're seriously injured, and you still dare to be arrogant here? Hurry up and get lost. You're not worthy of my attack. Lin Xian said indifferently. He waved his hand and grabbed the broken spearhead. You're courting death. When Zhang Xiongfei saw this, he pulled out his long sword with his left hand and slashed it down. Boundless waves accompanied by sword qi fell together, and part of it slashed toward the big hand. The other group attacked, Lin Xian in a pincer attack from the left and right. Clang! The sword slashed the big hand, and there was a deafening sound. Then, the sword was bounced away. Not only that, the sword qi that attacked from both sides was also kicked away by Lin Xian. How is that possible? How can you block my sword qi? Who are you? Zhang Xiongfei was stunned. He was an intermediate minor saint, and also a disciple of the previous generation of 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Who exactly was this person? Why haven't I heard of him before? Get lost! Lin Xian waved his hand and slapped Zhang Xiongfei away again. Ah! Zhang Xiongfei screamed. Half of his face was shattered. His body flew out, passing through numerous mountain ranges. He fell below the sunset peak. With a loud bang, countless dust clouds were stirred up. This scene naturally alarmed many people. Who is it? They looked over. At the next moment, they were stunned. Zhang Xiongfei. He was slapped in the face, and his face was shattered. Who did it? Isn't this slapping the 10,000 Swords Pavilion's face? Sure enough, the sword saints of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion had an ugly expression. Wan Jinny's face was also cold. Damn trash, you're embarrassing me again. Let's ask what's going on. 2 sword saints went down. One of them supported Zhang Xiongfei, helped him recover from his injuries, and fed him some pills. The other person asked, "Senior brother, what's going on?" Zhang Xiongfei hated being slapped in the face in public. He couldn't wait to find a place to hide. However, he couldn't take it lying down. He said, "I was chasing after a treasure and found a mysterious Taoist. He actually attacked me. Junior brothers follow me to take revenge." What? A reckless Taoist? These people instantly soared into the sky. 20 sword saints followed Zhang Xiongfei and charged back. The other experts and geniuses were also interested when they saw this scene. Let's go back and take a look. Some of them preferred to watch the show. Moreover, the formation had not been broken yet. It was boring to stay here. So many people followed them. In the distant mountain range, 20 sword saints instantly landed. The surrounding people also landed in all directions and looked curiously. Sure enough, there was a Taoist. Who is this person? He looks unfamiliar. Which sect is he from? I don't know. He's so strong that he can send Zhang Xiongfei flying with a slap. He should be a powerful minor saint. No matter how powerful he is, what's the use? He offended the 10,000 Swords Pavilion, and his ending would be very miserable. Indeed, 20 sword saints attacked together, and even a minor saint's scalp went numb. Kid, are you the one who injured our senior brother Zhang? Who did it manually? Quickly cut it off yourself. Kneel down and kowtow to the 10,000 Swords Pavilion and apologize. The voices of the 20 sword saints were biting cold and murderous. However, Lin Xian only said one word, "Get lost." So, what if there were 20 sword saints? In this Azure Mountain realm, he controlled countless formations. He was not afraid of 200 sword saints. Kid, you're the first one who dares to provoke the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Brothers, why are you talking nonsense with them? Kill. The 20 sword saints pulled out the holy swords in their hands and attacked with terrifying sword techniques. When the 20 of them attacked, it was really shocking. Chapter 4081. It's over. Many people who were watching the show closed their eyes. They could imagine the other party's fate. Boom, boom. Miserable cries rang out. But soon, those people felt that something was wrong. Damn, it can't be. Those people widened their eyes. The others also opened their eyes and looked forward. What's going on? They were dumbfounded. 20 sword saints fell to the ground and wailed. Everyone was injured. Some people's arms and hands were cut off. It was very miserable. Zhang Yunfei was sent flying again by a slap. Half of his face was smashed. He wanted to die. What's going on? What happened? Those people who closed their eyes were stunned. They thought that the Taoist priest would be killed. They didn't expect him to be so powerful. Is he a sacred venerable? As soon as those words were said, the others felt their hair stand on end. However, some of the older generation figures shook their heads. No, he's not a sacred venerable. His aura isn't right. Indeed, the others also nodded. Another old man said, "The one who went up just now is a formation. He's a formation expert." Many people gasped when they heard this. Was he a master of array formations? Why would he appear here? Could it be that he's also here for Dawnfall Peak? But why isn't he going to break the formation? Who are you? Why did you reveal your name? Those sword saints gritted their teeth and asked. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Trash like you don't have the right to know. Puffed. Those sword saints were so angry that they vomited blood. At that moment, Wan Jinny spoke. Get back here, and don't embarrass yourself. The sword saints of the 20 pavilions had no choice but to return angrily. Most of the people in the surroundings also returned. A small number of them stopped and looked at the Taoist priest curiously. However, after looking for a long time, they didn't see anything and finally left. In the next few days, Dawnfall Peak once again emitted a dazzling light. This time, 3 rays of light flew out and danced in the sky. Then they landed in the mountain range below. Another treasure has appeared. Many people were delighted. They moved out again. However, they soon realized that something was wrong. The 3 rays of light landed at the place where the Taoist priest was previously. How lucky! Lin Xian laughed. He waved his hand and collected the 3 weapon fragments. Damn it! Damn it! The eyes of those who had rushed over were all red. The other party had stood there without doing anything, yet he had already collected 4 treasures. This made them go crazy with jealousy. Hee, I want to see who exactly you are. The people of Thunder God City have been dispatched, and so have the people of Demon City. The surrounding people also made their moves. With so many of them attacking together, the other party should have admitted defeat, right? Boom. However, he didn't. Beneath Lin Xian's feet, a huge array appeared. Terrifying energy attacked in all directions, and the saints who attacked were all sent flying. Among them were many little saints. How could this be? These people were all crazy. This time, the number of people was twice as many as before, reaching nearly 50 people. However, he was still unable to injure the other party. Instead, the other party had easily injured them. Formation. Furthermore, it was an extremely powerful array formation. That strike just now had mobilized the laws and power of the entire Green Mountain world. How did he do it? Just how high were his attainments in formations? Some of the older generation experts exclaimed. The other array masters were also alarmed. Could this be a hidden old monster? These people didn't know. However, the other party's array formation was so powerful that they didn't dare to act rashly again. Next, many rays of light flew to Lin Xian's side. Lin Xian kept them all. The others didn't dare to be presumptuous anymore. On this day, a ray of light streaked across the sky, carrying a fiery red shadow. That was a pill. Many people's eyes instantly turned red. Even Yu Quan, Mo Xiu, and Wan Jinni all took action. They didn't make a move on the previous sacred artifact fragment, but now the appearance of this pill made them extremely excited. The pill from Luoxia Mountain must be from tens of thousands of years ago. Maybe it was a divine pill. If they ate it, then their cultivation wouldn't advance by leaps and bounds, especially Yu Quan, who was still injured in his foundation. So he was eager to get the divine pill, to heal his injuries. This time, many people rushed over, and the leaders were these super experts. Look, it was Yu Quan and Mo Xiu. They were all people on the pilgrimage list. Exclamations sounded one after another. However, some people said that Yu Quan was no longer a person on the pilgrimage list. He was trampled down by Lin Wudi. Oh, I almost forgot. Those people around me were talking about it. When Yu Quan heard this, he spat out a mouthful of old blood. Damn it, he had completely become a joke now. Therefore, this stimulated him even more, making him even more eager to get this pill. In an instant, these people came nearby. Yu Quan stared ahead and gritted his teeth. Little Taoist, hand over the pill. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. That's right, hand it over. Mo Xiu also said coldly. Wan Jinni's expression was even colder. Qin Xianer and the others all came. They all attached great importance to this pill. Lin Xian, playing with a pill in his hand, raised the corner of his mouth with a smile. He didn't expect that there really was a treasure. This pill was extraordinary. Moreover, it was a soul-type pill, which was even rarer. How could he give it to these people? Immediately, he turned his palm and put it away. Everyone, what are you here for? He said indifferently. Damn it, how dare you? Yu Quan roared. Hurry up and hand it over. Mo Xiu also went crazy and screamed. Wan Jinni didn't say anything, but the murderous aura emitted from his body became even colder. Qin Xianer, on the other hand, laughed coquettishly. Her charming eyes were like silk, and her whole body exuded infinite charm as she slowly walked forward. Little Taoist, give the pill to me. I can make you very happy. As she said that, her eyes sparkled. The surrounding sages swallowed their saliva crazily. Many of them even spat out blood. If it were them, they would definitely hand over the pill. If they could have something to do with Qin Xianer, their lives would be worth it. Lin Xian smiled. The other party's charming technique was very powerful, but he was always vigilant. The great dragon sword soul in his body had long been activated. It destroyed all the illusions, charms, and techniques. Beauty, I advise you not to come any closer. Otherwise, if you enter my array, I'm afraid you will be turned into ashes. Hearing this, Qin Xianer also stopped. She also knew that the other party's array was indeed terrifying. Therefore, she didn't go forward. Instead, she put on a resentful expression. You silly Taoist, you're too unromantic. I'm afraid you still don't know what a man is. Let me in. I'll let you know what a real man is. Chapter 4082. However, no matter what Qin Xianer said, or what kind of charm she cast, Lin Xian had no reaction at all. Qin Xianer couldn't believe it. In the end, she was so angry that her teeth itched. The surrounding people were completely stunned. Qin Xianer's charm was so terrifying that even a late minor saint wouldn't dare to fight against it. They could only run away. However, the little Taoist in front of them didn't have any reaction at all. Everyone couldn't believe it. Even those saints who were watching the battle felt their blood explode. They all ran away, not daring to look at it. If this continued, they would definitely explode and die. Stop talking nonsense with him and attack him directly. Yuquan roared and took the lead. He couldn't wait any longer. The power of desolation spread out, turning him into an emperor of war god. Lin Xian sneered. Yuquan wasn't a match for him even when he was in his peak condition, let alone now when he was injured. He stomped his foot, and the formation under his feet surged rapidly. 2 giant stone hands flew out and slapped at Yuquan. This formation wasn't set up by him. It had existed for tens of thousands of years. He was just controlling it now. Therefore, the power of the formation was far beyond their imagination. Yuquan was sent flying in an instant, spurting out blood. There were even cracks on his body. What? The surrounding people were stunned. Although Yuquan was defeated by Lin Wudi and fell out of the pilgrim list, his strength was still there. He was still an existence that countless people looked up to. But at this moment, he was injured in an instant. It was unbelievable. What kind of formation was this? Mo Xiu shouted coldly. The yellow spring pitcher was thrown out. Endless yellow spring water gushed out, turning into an army of yellow spring, covering the sky and earth. The scene was too terrifying. Lin Xian stood in the middle of the formation and waved his hand. The formation was activated again. 2 giant stone hands kept attacking, sweeping in all directions. The yellow spring pitcher was also sent flying. Mo Xiu's qi and blood were boiling. His face was filled with anger. Although he was surprised that Yuquan was sent flying, he wasn't afraid because it was already considered good if Yuquan could exert half of his strength. But what about him? He was in his peak condition. However, he still couldn't defeat Lin Xian. It was unbelievable. Wang. At this moment, Wan Jianyi made his move. With a slash of his sword, Zhao Yao reached the 9 heavens. It was Wan Jianyi. He had made his move. That Taoist priest would definitely not be able to block it. This was what everyone thought. Even Yuquan and Mo Xiu had the same thought. The gap between the two of them and Wan Jianyi was huge. Wang. Within the array formation, 2 large stone palms slapped towards the huge sword. Then he grabbed the sword qi. What? He blocked it. He actually withstood Wan Jianyi's sword. Everyone felt like they were going crazy. Even Wan Jianyi's expression changed. Who was this person? He looked so young. Could it be that he was a junior? But among the younger generation, was there anyone who could block his sword? If he wasn't, then he must be an old monster. He could accept an old monster, but if it was really a young man, he would never accept it even if he was beaten to death. He was such a proud man. Previously, he had fought Ancient Wind, a space element sage, to a standstill. This was enough to show how powerful he was. The surrounding people were screaming crazily. Their eyeballs were about to fall out of their sockets, especially Qin Xianer, Yuquan, Mo Xiu, and the others. They had fought Wan Jianyi before. Naturally, they knew how terrifying he was. Wang. At this moment, within the array formation, the void suddenly split open. A figure appeared out of nowhere. It was Gu Feng. Heavens! He had actually used his space element mystique to get close to the opponent. This was great. No matter how strong the opponent was, he wouldn't be able to block a space element expert. Countless screams rang out. Even Wan Jianyi and the others narrowed their eyes. They had to admit that the space element mystique was too powerful. He could directly kill his way in. Lin Xian was also shocked. Gu Feng? He didn't expect him to make a move. Moreover, he had come to his side. Gu Feng's expression was cold. All right, everything was over. He grabbed Lin Xian's head with one of his palms. Moreover, the surrounding void was instantly sealed. It was impossible for the opponent to escape. He couldn't even move his fingers. In this way, the opponent wouldn't be able to use this array formation. Just when everyone thought that Gu Feng would be able to capture the opponent, something strange happened again. At the critical moment, Lin Xian activated the void escape and disappeared instantly. Therefore, Gu Feng had grabbed nothing this time. Gu Feng was also stunned. Someone had actually managed to escape from his void imprisonment. This was the first time this had happened. Moreover, the way the opponent disappeared was too strange. It was as if the space had moved. You also know space element mystique? Gu Feng asked coldly. At this moment, many spatial cracks appeared on his body. It seemed that he was completely shocked and angry. When the surrounding people heard this, they screamed even more. Space element mystique. Could it be that this little Taoist was also a space element sage? Heavens, isn't this too unbelievable? Space element mystique was very rare. They didn't expect that other than Gu Feng, there would be another one here. Wang, Lin Xian appeared on the other side of the array formation. At this moment, several spatial cracks slashed towards him. At the same time, even more terrifying space element mystique descended. He could only activate the void escape to dodge. However, this time, Gu Feng screamed again. The void escape is my Gu clan's mystique. Who are you? Why did you return my Gu clan's mystique? He was really too shocked. Could it be that this person was from the Gu clan? That shouldn't be. He had never heard of it. Then, this person must have stolen the Gu clan's mystique. He absolutely wouldn't allow the Gu clan's mystique to be leaked. Thinking of this, a hint of killing intent appeared in his eyes. Lin Xian was also surprised. This Gu Feng was very powerful. He had only used it twice, and the other party had recognized it. He knew that he couldn't let this continue. I'll give you one last chance. Speak. Who are you? Gu Feng walked forward. The other few people also came forward to press on. Qin Xianer, Wan Jiani Yuquan, Mo Xiao, and Gu Feng. The 5 experts on the pilgrimage list had all come. Aside from Chao Tiansheng, who was still watching the battle, these people were all going to attack. The surrounding people spat. With so many experts attacking together, even if the other party was a holy venerate, he probably wouldn't be able to gain an advantage. Immeasurable heavenly venerate. Lin Xian pretended to be unfathomable and recited a Taoist name. The next moment, he activated the array formation with all his strength. Boom! The space where the array formation was suddenly opened. Endless energy shattered the entire void. He did this to prevent these people from joining hands. Moreover, he did this to prevent Gu Feng. This was because Gu Feng's space element mystique was stronger than his. It was the purest monarch clan mystique. Only by completely shattering the void could he prevent the other party from approaching. Boom, boom. Wan Jiani, Qin Xianer, and the other 3 were all blasted away by the array formation's energy. Gu Feng used his space element mystique to try to get closer. In the end, he also retreated with a cold expression. The other party was too ruthless. He had no space to use. Chapter 4083. He blocked it. The other party had actually blocked the attacks of 5 top-notch experts by himself. It was unbelievable. Is he really a Saint Venerable? Or could it be that the other party's attainments in formations had already reached such a terrifying level? Damn it! Let's join hands. Mo Xiao roared. Wan Jiani too. His expression was cold. I don't believe that you can withstand our attacks. Next, they were going to use their true trump card. However, at this moment, a voice was heard. Stop. Wan Jiani, Gu Feng, and the others stopped and turned their heads to look at the source of the voice. The surrounding people also turned their heads. In the next moment, they saw Grandmaster Spirit Turtle and 3 minor saints walking towards them. What's going on? Why are these people here? Didn't they break the seal of the Dawnfall Peak? The surrounding people were puzzled. Wan Jiani and the others also frowned. Yuquan smiled and said, "Elder, it's great that you're here. Help me take him down. I must get that divine pill." Lin Xian's face turned gloomy. The others' eyelids twitched. With a Saint Venerable here, they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to get it. However, the Saint Venerable of Great Desolate Mansion frowned and said, "Yuquan, don't be so agitated. Don't be rude to Grandmaster." What? Yuquan was stunned. The surrounding people were also stunned. A Saint Venerable was calling a young man Grandmaster. This scene was really too strange. Lin Xian was stunned. Then he smiled. He knew what the other party was planning. It seemed like the other party had taken the bait. The Saint Venerable of Great Desolate Mansion was called Saint Venerable Huangming. He looked at Lin Xian and said with a smile. Lin Xian put on a cold expression and nodded slightly. Saint Venerable Huangming was a little unhappy. The other party's attitude was too arrogant, but he didn't say anything, because this was a critical period. They needed a Grandmaster to help them break the seal. The Dawnfall Peak, Grandmaster Spirit Turtle also walked up and said with a smile, "Fellow Taoist, how should I address you? Which sect are you from?" Immeasurable Heavenly Venerable, Lin Xian called out his Taoist name again. Grandmaster Spirit Turtle was confused. Which holy city was this Taoist name from? Why didn't he know? Lin Xian said, "You wouldn't know where I came from even if I told you. Why don't you tell me what your goal is?" What an arrogant person! The great Master Spirit Turtle was displeased as well. However, they really did need his help right now. So he could only swallow his anger and wait until he deciphered the Dawnfall Peak before settling the score with Chen Shi and letting Chen Shi know what reverence was. "Fellow Taoist, are you here for the Dawnfall Peak? If that's the case, we can work together. You might be skilled in formations, but the Dawnfall Peak is very mysterious and difficult to conquer." It would take a very long time for one person to break the formation. If we join forces, we can break the formation in the shortest time possible. That's right. Fellow Taoist, let's work together. Don't you want to go in? Holy Sovereign Huang Ming also advised from the side. All right, I can work together with everyone. Lin Xian felt that it was about time and nodded. Is that true? That's great. Master Spirit Turtle, Sacred Highness Huangming, and the others smiled. "Master, this way, please." They respectfully invited Lin Xian to leave. Gu Feng Wanjiani and the others looked extremely cold. Their elders and Sacred Highness had personally gone on a blind date. They could not do anything to him, let alone take revenge. Therefore, they could only endure it. Under the invitation of Master Spirit Turtle and the three Sacred Highnesses, Lin Xian came to the Dawnfall Peak. During this period, he had been recalling the information about the Dawnfall Peak's formation on the map. Soon, his lips curled into a smile. He believed that he should be able to control it with his strength. "What do you think, Master? Do you have any ideas?" Sacred Highness Huangming asked from the side. Lin Xian took a closer look. He already knew what to do, but he had to pretend to be very serious. After a while, he said, "I do have an idea. Please tell us." These people were excited. Next, Lin Xian spoke of a plan, as if he was talking about the world. Of course, he did not say what he was hiding. He was waiting to dig a hole for these people to jump into. After hearing what Lin Xian said, the crowd became extremely excited. The reason for that was because what Lin Xian said was true. Even Master Spirit Turtle kept praising him. There was such a way to crack the formation. God, why didn't he think of it before? He looked at Lin Xian and was more and more shocked. This person's attainment in formations was above his. Next, these people began to crack the formation. According to Lin Xian's plan, after about 3 days, the formation was cracked a little. These people became even more excited. After half a month, more and more of the formation was cracked. Finally, the first layer of the formation was cracked. This is great. When the formation was cracked, the surrounding people all cheered. Master Spirit Turtle and the three Sacred Highnesses were also smiling. In less than a month, they had cracked the first layer of the formation. This was much faster than they had imagined, because according to their original plan, it would take at least 3 months to half a year to crack the first layer. Now, the time had been shortened by too much. Next, it was time to crack the second layer. In other words, Lin Xian really began to dig a hole. Sure enough, after 3 days, these people frowned. In the next moment, they screamed in pain. No, Master Spirit Turtle was the first to be alert and wanted to escape, but he was still entangled by the formation. In an instant, he was pulled into the formation. The other three Sacred Highnesses were the same. They were trapped by the formation. Lin Xian naturally had no problem, but he also had to pretend to be trapped, because back then there were 9 Sacred Highnesses in the first palace. Now, only 3 had come. There were still 6 who had not appeared. He did not know if these people would come or not. Therefore, he had to pretend to lure out the few Saint Venerables who were hiding. Then he would break the formation. Damn it. How could it be like this? Sacred Highness Huang Ming roared crazily. Master Spirit Turtle's expression changed drastically. He thought that Lin Xian was setting them up. However, when he saw Lin Xian also enter the formation, he breathed a sigh of relief. He asked, "What's going on?" Lin Xian said, "I don't know. My deciphering should be correct. Otherwise, it would be impossible for me to crack the first layer. This second layer of the formation must have many layers of traps. Don't panic, let me crack it." The others did not suspect anything. After all, the level of formation that Lin Xian had shown before had already shocked them. Therefore, they all pinned their hopes on Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian did not intend to crack the formation at all. Instead, he secretly activated the formation. Not long after, the 3 Sacred Highnesses screamed because they found that cracks had appeared on their bodies. Their blood flowed into the formation. "Oh no, this thing is sucking blood. Damn it, what's going on?" These people were stunned. Chapter 4084. Lin Xian also pretended to be pale. "No, my blood is being sucked too. Damn it." These people struggled madly, but it was useless. They were trapped. Elders. Below, the people from the holy city saw this scene, and also rushed up. Wan Jianyi, Yu Quan, Mo Xiu, and the others frowned. "Elders, what's going on? Are you all right?" They were too worried. The saint quasi being trapped was a serious blow to them. "Don't come over. This formation is too strange. You'll be trapped if you come over." Those holy venerables roared crazily. "Wait, with our means we should be able to break it." Buzz, buzz. Wan Jianyi, Mo Xiu, and the others retreated and waited anxiously. They could only pin their hopes on the other party now. However, 2 days later, a more powerful figure descended from the void. It was a holy venerable. Other holy venerables. That's right. Other holy venerables appeared one after another. "Great, you're here. Hurry up and save us," Saint Venerable White exclaimed, and the others quickly followed suit. "Hurry up and help," for holy venerables came from the sky. When they saw this scene, their faces were filled with shock. The holy venerables were trapped. They didn't act rashly. Instead, they lingered nearby. They studied carefully. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and save us." Holy Venerable Huang Ming of Great Desolate Mansion roared. "What are you panicking for?" A holy venerable of Thunder God City said, "It's such a dangerous formation. We have to investigate it carefully." Damn it. These people understood that the other party didn't want to save them. Grand Master Spirit Turtle and the 3 holy venerables looked gloomy. Lin Xian also frowned. It seemed that these holy venerables had their own schemes. Moreover, Only 4 of them came. He didn't know if the other 2 were here. It seemed that he had to think of a way to attract them. He secretly tore open a part of the formation, allowing the thing inside to be released. Sure enough, when the aura and light came out of the formation, the 4 holy venerables were completely stunned. This aura? It must be something left behind by the Holy King. I must get it. In fact, even the last 2 sacred venerates who had been hiding had appeared. Lin Xian smiled. It seemed like everyone was here. Great Master Spirit Turtle and the others now had hope. With such a treasure, these people would definitely be able to crack the formation. Once the formation was broken, they would be rescued. Sure enough, after the 6 holy venerables discussed, they joined hands and said, "Everyone, please calm down. We will break the formation now." The 6 of them joined forces and attacked non-stop. Although these sacred venerates were not specialized array masters, they had lived for thousands of years. Furthermore, he was knowledgeable and had a certain level of attainment in formations. Moreover, their strength was great. Part of them relied on formations to break through, while the other part relied on brute force to break through. Their might was truly terrifying. However, they still underestimated this formation. When they approached the array formation and were about to completely break it, Lin Xian suddenly attacked. The 6 holy venerates were also pulled into the formation and screamed crazily. "What's going on?" In the distance, Wan Jianyi, Qin Xianer, and the others also turned pale when they saw this scene. There was no need to even mention the saints around him. This array formation was too strange. They all distanced themselves from it. After the 6 holy venerates entered, they struggled crazily and roared, trying to break free. However, they were suppressed by a force. Otherwise, they felt that cracks had appeared on their bodies. The holy blood in their bodies was being extracted and absorbed into the array formation. Damn it, the array formation can suck blood. Damn it, could this be the 3,000 blood soul array? Finally, Great Master Spirit Turtle screamed in horror. He had been very suspicious before, but now that he saw this scene, he was once again certain. The other holy venerates also screamed crazily when they heard this. The 3,000 blood soul array. Then won't we be sucked dry? They were all crazy. Great Master, quickly think of a way. They all looked at Great Master Spirit Turtle. Great Master Spirit Turtle shook his head. "I don't know how to break this array formation." What? Those holy venerates were in despair. However, at this moment, Great Master Spirit Turtle looked at Lin Xian. "Fellow Taoist, you must have a way. Holy Venerate 100, Holy Venerate Huangming, and the others also came over. You must help us." The others instantly understood that Lin Xian was an expert in formations. So they immediately said, "As long as Great Master can save us, I will definitely get whatever you want. Yes, I will give Great Master a Sun-class holy artifact. You only have 1, but I will give you 2. Great Master, please help us." "Great Master, if you can break the array formation, I will give you half of the things inside." Those holy venerates gritted their teeth. They had started to give him all kinds of benefits. As long as he could break the array formation, they would no longer need him. Therefore, the benefits that they were giving now were all fake. Lin Xian laughed after hearing this. "It's not that I can't help you, but why should I help you? Just because of these things? Sorry, I'm not interested. What's going on?" Those holy venerates were stunned. Great Master Spirit Turtle also said, "Fellow Taoist, what nonsense are you talking about? Even if you don't like these things, you have to break the array formation. Otherwise, your life will be in danger." Lin Xian laughed out loud when he heard this. "My life is in danger? Are you retarded? Who told you that my life is in danger?" As he spoke, he stepped out of the formation with a single step. His originally pale complexion also became rosy. How is this possible? The 9 holy venerates were all stunned. The other party was completely fine. Moreover, the other party had left the array formation in an instant. Great Master, save me. Those people screamed, crazily. Great Master Spirit Turtle's pupils constricted. Damn it, this is your trap. You want to trick us. He finally found the key to the problem. Previously, the other party's face was pale, and he was trapped in fear. He was obviously lying to them. That's right. It seems that you are not that stupid. He looked at the 9 holy venerates and said, As for you, don't expect us to save you. The array formation requires extremely strong blood energy to break, and your sacred blood is very suitable for it. What? This person came for us from the beginning. The 9 holy venerates' expressions became extremely ugly. The other party's target was them. No matter what benefits they promised him, it was useless. Damned brat, who are you? Why did you set us up? Those holy venerates gritted their teeth and asked. Lin Xian laughed. Who am I? I'm afraid you won't be able to figure it out in your lifetime. As for why I set you up, it's very simple. It's because I don't like you. Are you satisfied with this reason? Brat, don't let us out. Otherwise, we will tear you to pieces. Yes, I will peel off your skin and pull out your bones so that you will never be reincarnated. Holy Venerate Huangming also roared crazily. I'm so scared. Lin Xian strolled leisurely in the array formation. He came in front of Holy Venerate Huangming. Were you threatening me just now? After saying that, he kicked the other party's face. Bang! A low sound was heard. This kick was very painful. Holy Venerate Huangming and Holy Venerate Huangming's head kept shaking from the kick. The surrounding people were stunned. What is he doing? He is stepping on another Holy Venerate's face. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.